It's Anything Goes podcast, man. We live with the AGP fam. I'm here with the guys. How y'all doing today, man? Everybody good?
Good,
Hey,
good. Good
hey.
Lord.
After
Definitely good.
Giving break, we got a lot to talk about, man. We got to talk about this Michigan school shooting today. We got to talk about Kevin Strickland. We got to talk about Santa needs a boyfriend. We got to talk about Rihanna might be knocked up. She just became a hero, a national hero of Barbados, and Barbados just got rid of the Queen. Jamaica, when you gonna do that? Brothers, and of course, another thing again, rest in peace to young Dolph. I think his funeral was today or yesterday. I can't remember quite. It's a sad situation. We're going to deliberate a little bit more into that. AGP fam, y'all ready?
Ready.
Yes.
Let's get it started then. Let's get it started. Up there with the whole team tonight. We're back in full effect. Early today. I was reading some articles about what was going on around the country, and I stumbled upon the Michigan shootings. Before we get into Michigan shooting, Lola B, what's going on with you, girlie?
Hey, y'all. Happy Tuesday. I feel like it's been a long time. That's
Man,
like
it's been a while.
It's been a week. That's a long time. I missed y'all. How y'all doing?
We doing all right. We do.
Good.
In what you call it in YouTube world, a couple of days is a year. So it's been a hot minute. So I'm glad the crew back together. Mr. Razor, what's going on, my brother?
Yo, I'm here, man. Another day. Holiday was okay. Went to see some family. I'm here. You know, I wasn't able to give my weather report for a week, so I know y'all was just sitting back wondering what y'all was gonna do, man.
I couldn't figure out what the weather's gonna be without you, man. What
Listen,
happened?
man, I'm telling you, I know it, man. So I had to get back up here and say, hey, man, Jack Frost is outside, and there's a glimmer of hope because it gets better.
Now he shows up and tell me, really?
But it gets better, man. I see some 50s, some 60s. You know, in December, man, I can't ask for better than that. At least it's not in the 20s and 30s. So
I mean, we could ask for better, but we ain't gonna get it because we might get it. This is Virginia, so we might get an 80-degree during the week. You just never know in Virginia.
That is true.
You just never really know. So we're here with T. What's going on with you, girlie?
What's up? Back. Happy to be together. Seems like it's really been forever. Internet was acting up all last week. Got kicked out, booted out, But enjoyed some good time with my family. I hope everyone enjoyed their holidays and got nice and fat. Now the gym's all full up, Hopefully that'll wear off quickly and I'll have more space.
Yeah, you know how that goes. It's like first of the year. Everybody do their New Year's resolution.
They're gonna be back for New Year's. They'll be back again New Year's. But after Thanksgiving, it just seemed like everybody just come out of anywhere. You're like, come on now, man. So it's gonna be a little crowded.
After the first 2 weeks of New Year's, then the gym be back to normal. They be going
exactly.
Again. It's like Debo. The gym be gone again. It be gone again.
Exactly.
OG, what's going on with you, short man?
Yo, I'm here, man, living and loving life. It was a beautiful week last week. I was chilling hard. A lot of things went on. I ate a lot of key lime pie. I'm telling on myself.
Man.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah, they claim I ate like a whole one. That didn't happen, but they said I ate a whole one.
A whole one.
Man.
Yeah.
A whole one.
Not at once, but
ate some pie.
Over a couple.
Man. I tell you, boy, I ate like fat bastard and his son was hit, man. You ever eat so much food that you got disgusted with yourself?
Yeah, I've been there a few times. I'm not ashamed to say it.
I've been there a few times. It's okay.
Been miserable, so miserable after eating.
I've been
Just can't do anything right.
I've been there with it where I let them just roll me around if you want to.
Man, you can't even.
Just push me. Just push me.
You're so disgusted with yourself, you don't even know what to say to yourself. You don't know if you're gonna chill out and not eat tomorrow or do the same thing again tomorrow.
So bad.
Speak up yourself.
It's so bad you don't even want to work out.
Hi, Queen. Happy holidays.
Workout's not even gonna help.
Nah, I refused to do it last week. I just came back on Monday strong.
Cherie, what's going on, girlie?
Hola, mi amigos y amigas. Hola.
Everything good with you?
Yes. Ate like a pig. It was so embarrassing. It was so bad. It was very bad. But I enjoyed myself. Saw my family, my kids, my husband. Everything was beautiful. Yes, ready to get this hot topics on.
Great times, man. You know, I don't even know. I ate so much that I'm still thinking that I don't even know what to say. You know, it's sad. It's sad. You know, it really. They say gluttony is a sin. Oh boy,
it definitely was last week.
You know how I look at it. It's not every week, every day. Because you know, there's some families that have these big meals every weekend, right?
Yeah.
They have like these huge meals. Some families every weekend have these huge meals. So doing it once in a while, I
think my mom trying to get me. I think my mom
Sunday dinner every Sunday, boy.
Some families like that though.
Yeah, we do it every Sunday.
I think my mom's trying to turn me into a diabetic or hypertension type of person because boy, she's killing the G. But let's get into this conversation, man. The school shooting, Michigan school shooting, man. When is this type of stuff gonna stop, man? Sometimes I'm thinking sending my kids to school, and you don't know what's gonna take place in school, and I'm not sure who did it, but and I used to watch that old show with Betty White in it.
It's gonna be a white Christmas. That's all. It's gonna be a white Christmas.
I used to watch that show with Betty White in it, and I'm just saying. So what you guys think, man? I'm sometimes I get because I pay attention to news so much, I watch news so much. Sometimes it gets depressing to even talk about this type of stuff. You see it happen so much, even though a lot of times we don't cover it. A shooting in school happens almost every day in America. If I go look it up, I can tell you one that happened yesterday.
Mm-hmm. You know what you said though. It's gonna be hard. I mean, so like the cause is so many different reasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anything from as crazy as bullying to basic just
mental instability.
Maybe the teacher gave you a bad grade, you think you should have got a good one. I mean, it's a plethora of reasons why this stuff is crazy. I mean, we always try to figure out, well, we should get rid of all the guns. Well, that's not going to help because they're going to find something else. Now, I'm not saying there's not too much out there. That's a different conversation.
Yeah.
Conversation. I'm just saying it's easily to get them, but it's easily to obtain even for a 15-year-old. I mean, that's part of the problem, but the other part of the problem is figure out the core issue as to why they feel like that's a solution. So, right, like you're raising your kids, their temperament, their emotional intelligence, like why do they think that's a solution? Like at home, what's the home training like? What's the upbringing like? Can you resolve?
It's kind of a combination of that privilege.
Yeah, can you resolve stuff without thinking I can just do what I want because I didn't get this or this is not going my way?
Mm-hmm. They're being taught that privilege, and you can't deny that it's like a temper tantrum. It's like when you see them in the store, and instead of their mama smack them in the back of the head, telling them to calm down, they're being called by the 16 names that they were birthed with. Like they are taught from young that they have this privilege, and it's okay for them to do a tantrum. We just saw this little boy being carried over across state lines. You know what I mean? 16-year-olds carried across state lines, murdered people, and got away with it because he cried on the stand. Now, what other, 16-year-old snow bunny not gonna feel the same kind of way?
Yeah,
it's gonna come across that same way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what's crazy too?
That's the example they're giving them. It's okay. You know, he was scared. He felt threatened. You know, like, okay, so now they feel threatened or bullied in school, so they can go in there and shoot up the school. You know what I mean? Like, you're giving them the wrong example. And then I hate to say it, but these guns, short man, yes, I understand people need to protect themselves, but these guns are ridiculous. And we need to understand that they are getting into the hands of people who aren't just buying them, but their children as well.
Yeah, we're the only
like
civilized
that
nation in the world
is
that
a
have this
problem.
much problem with guns. We're the only civilized nation in the world that have this much problem with guns. Like really, this many.
Like we cannot ignore the gun problem.
Could it be the people, since it's the most industrialized country, has many guns over there also? They don't have the.
I think it's
it's a combination, but it's the people. But if you put it in their hands,
yeah.
If it's promoted, you know what I mean? Like things happen, and the first thing people think is, "I need to go get a gun." That's people's first thought. Like everyone went out and bought bullets. We saw it. People went out like we were about to have World War on the streets. People went out and armed. What did y'all think they were going to do with all these bullets and guns they got at home?
So think about it. Like in America, right? Why I think, and I'm speculating why there's so much of the issues that we have when it comes to gun and everything else, is that people feel like this when they hear this thing, oh, we're free and it's freedom. They just think they can just do whatever they want in the name of freedom. Whether it's to go kill somebody or go out and provoke somebody and then shoot them and say, oh, the law says I can say self-defense. And if it's a white Christmas and I try to explain it, I'm gonna get off. Whether it makes sense or not, what I'm saying, I'm gonna get off because I at least try to explain it. Yeah, I at least try to explain it. So it doesn't matter if they did it and you can see that they did it. If they even try to explain it, I'm telling y'all this rationale. If they even try to explain what they did, they're gonna get off. The only time they may not get off if they just don't say anything. And somebody that's explaining for them and they may still get off. So
we know that the disparity exists, because as we could see that, we have seen where churches have gotten shooting up and this kid's getting McDonald's afterwards. So we see the disparities, but
was it McDonald's or Wendy's?
Burger King.
Burger King.
Yeah, it was Burger
King. One of them fast food places.
he got food is the more. He got food.
Yeah, he got something to eat.
He got something to eat.
He got a bullet in his behind that he probably deserved, but he got food.
Yeah.
But and I don't want to say this and make it sound, like this is what I'm saying for the cops to do. But when these kids constantly shoot up the schools and they come out walking on TV, standing there like a martyr to these other kids who have been bullied, then it makes them feel like they can do it. Whereas our black boys know if they did that crap, they're not going to live. So they think twice before they do stuff like that. Like our kids are getting killed without even having weapons. So they have that fear where these kids are walking out, they shoot up the school, they done killed the bully, they done killed the teacher, they done killed everyone. And in another kid's eyes who can relate to being bullied,
I was trying to
and can get their hands on guns, then they feel like that's a hero walking out. You know what I mean? He's going to do his time and he's going to get out of jail and he's going to live his life. But the bully learned his lesson.
I was trying to find the a picture online, a likeness of the individual that perpetrated this crime, because it is a crime regardless of who it's against. But my thing is. He was able to walk out. Once they said he was arrested with no incident, I kind of figured out it was a white Christmas. I kind of figured that out. I kind of guessed it.
Hey, y'all used to watch Golden Girls. You remember Betty White?
Yeah, she got nice hair, white hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, but a
I think they're all white.
I mean,
a conversation needs to be had with all these schools, because I know when I was in New York and
Corey, big up yourself, youth. What's going on?
Yes, Corey, big up yourself.
Hey, what's up, Corey?
But when I was in New York, and we had metal detectors. Now, a lot of safety precautions, a lot of schools don't want to take up because they feel violated, they right. But I know I had to go through a metal detector every day.
You went to school in prison. You went to school in prison. That's why. In the civilized parts of the country, parents ain't going for their kids going through metal detectors and getting locked in school behind bars and stuff like that. I know what you about to say.
Funny thing is though,
he grew up all right.
I grew up in the shot.
Agree with that.
Look, I grew up in the shot, and we had two cops at our school that was there. We call one was Beretta,
the resource cops,
and the other one I forgot his name, but we call him the other one Beretta though. You know why, right? So anyway.
Beretta.
I mean, we didn't have metal detectors back then. We just had two cops that worked at the school that roamed the hallways, and we didn't have metal detectors. And I don't remember a school shooting, and they had a lot of gangbangers, a lot of gang fights. But we never in the 4 years I went there.
People knew not to bring that to school.
Let me think. I'm thinking maybe once. Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
I
once.
Even here in Virginia, you get caught with a legal gun. They give you 5 years mandatory first time, even. You know what I mean? Like the gun laws are so strict. Like how did they get away with it?
In school, I remember in school when black kids brought guns to school, it was just a show. It wasn't to do anything.
Oh yeah, no.
We would get. I had friends that was getting expelled and didn't do anything, But to what Razor was saying, I'll cut you off, Razor. Finish your thoughts. I cut you off and because I knew where he was going with it.
No, but I was saying, if we want security and we see this every day, are we not willing to take these hard steps to make sure that it is protected? Because if we see that it's a trend that's going on, sometimes I'm not, sometimes I'm like, man, I don't want my kids to go through that every day. I don't want that for him. But if I'm seeing these stuffs every day, it's all good until it happens to yours, and it's that, are we willing to take that step? So, I have to go in it with an open mind to see like, hey, I mean, I might not want it, but, if it's going to make it safer, I have to take, sometimes I have to take hard measures.
Okay. As a group, as a panel, is that something that we'll be okay with our kids getting locked into school behind grills, going through metal?
No, well, not necessarily. Well, not necessarily grills, but I'm saying just you go through the metal detector. You get scanned before you go into school.
Here's the thing.
I'm gonna tell you about metal detector.
If you don't do the whole precaution, they're gonna go. We're gonna get around it.
Well,
I remember going through metal detectors and having kids pass guns through the window at the school, have knife through the windows at the school, or throwing.
And I was about to
putting
say,
it up on top of buildings, and we find a way to get up and get up on top. So you got to grill.
But even that, okay. Let's say you metal detectors all up around the school. Everybody go in. I'm gonna put mine out in the grass outside. I'm gonna hide in a little spot outside and wait outside till everybody come out, lay with everybody, and get it done. They gonna figure it out, bro. Come on, they gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't think
we gotta get to the core of the issue.
What could be the solution?
I'm
blank.
I don't know.
I don't know the solution.
I'm not disagreeing with. I ain't disagreeing with Razor.
Outside of the school,
I'm just saying
it can decrease the chance.
And Razor, I'm not saying we shouldn't do anything. I'm just adding the flip side of what somebody might do to kind of bypass that system. But we absolutely should do something. We should not do anything because everything's not going to work. It's like saying don't wear a seatbelt because you might get hurt. Even if
it might break your shoulder, even if the accident
but you're not going to die though.
Horrific.
Yeah, you're not going to die.
But on top of that, I agree a little bit with the metal detector. But you have some of those at the school.
They ain't gonna let that.
And they will let use that. They
don't want you to learn history. They don't want you to learn that their forefathers used to have us as slaves. You think they want their kids to be behind bars?
And on top of that, they will use that excuse for my black son to come to, some beep. Let me grab him. Let me chase. Some of them might use that excuse too. But I do understand, Razor, what you're saying. But they might take it a little bit too far. And now you want to, because something beep, or he got something in his bag. We gotta, so it's kind of a little iffy for me.
So, Razor, I got a question for you. Are you willing to send your son to school through those procedures, Razor, to go through the metal detectors and all of those things? Right now, even before anything happened, right now, if we come down with a law, like I say, I run for city council or the mayor, and I said, hey, this is what we're gonna do. Are you supporting that, or are you gonna be like, nah, I don't think that's okay for my kid?
No, if it's gonna make it safer for my son to go on school,
we know it is gonna make it safer.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. You know, if I'm saying if we look, I can't sit here and speak the statistics of what happened in New York or how many shooting they have in school, but typically I don't hear it. What happens. When shooting happen, if it's in New York, normally it's in other states. I don't know the statistics.
You know what?
I mean, but you should look at it. I think you should look at it just like the mask situation right now with the kids. You know what I mean? Yeah, some kids could still, come and infect. But it's a precaution. You know what I mean? And if that precaution is something that they pass, I'm gonna be all for it because the moment I'm against it, it'll be my child's school that got shot up. Like there was a shooting at my kid's school, like literally a couple years ago. It was just the anniversary. You know what I mean? Fortunately, it was a one child thing, but that was like one of the scariest things in my life. My kid being in a school, you know what I mean? Where a kid bought a gun to school and used it and someone lost their life. Like if a metal detector goes up, I'd be all for it.
Some of these people.
Let me say something real quick. Go ahead. Real quick, OG. When we get cameras at our house and our alarm system, what does that do?
I mean, it's a preventative measure. It mitigates a lot of stuff that happens.
But does it stop somebody who wants to break in your house from breaking in it?
Nope.
No.
It doesn't.
But we still get it though. We still get it. We don't say forget it. Yeah, so if they're gonna break in, they're gonna get it. You know what I mean? Just like people who purchase
somebody that wants to do it is still gonna do it. If we have one of these people that went home and plotted this in his room, metal detectors ain't gonna stop him from doing it. That's all I'm trying to say.
So, and the only thing with that as well. So that's what we're saying. So, like you figure, let's just throw out a number. Let's say it's 20 people that's gonna commit the crime. They see the camera. You might lose 18, might not do it, and you might have 2 that's committed, and they're gonna go forward and do it. So we kind of stave off, the 18 from doing it, but 2 committed. So to me, that's not a bad percentage. If you can stop a percentage of it, then you have to do something.
That's committed. Like, there's no clear cut. That's how I'm not saying that's gonna stop the
committed though.
We'll never stop it. Exactly. Yeah, we'll never stop it. But I wouldn't be one of those. Yeah. What I mean is, I'm not gonna be one of those parents. I'm not saying metal detectors is the key. However, if someone brings something up, if they do something in the school system that's gonna prevent it, I'm not gonna be one of those parents just speaking the negative on it. I'm just going to be thankful they're at least trying to do something, because something can stop a portion. It'll never be 100% safe. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, but being someone against them trying to do something is really being. But
not even that though. I see parents
react.
I see parents at school shootings saying we needed somebody else with a gun inside. Like, you want more guns in the situation, like, so you want more kids to die.
The parents who complain about
hard to have with people that don't understand the mechanism of how a gun works and how people react when they're in a gunfire. You know why? Because 90% have never been in a gunfire. Exactly. About 98% have never been in a gunfire. So even being trained. And that's your job, to be in a gunfire. Until you have to do it. When you react, you still react a certain way.
Never.
You can't just, So you telling some guy that has never been in a combat situation that he should be able to you're gonna kill your kids.
That's what I'm saying. You're gonna have more people
kids don't need to be taught
if you do that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, definitely.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
but what I was kind of like a deterrent, just like
it'll make people think twice about it. It ain't gonna stop, but it worked in our schools to a certain degree. You know what I mean, compared to how they used to walk in.
I agree with all of what y'all are saying, but what I'm saying is that the committed, which I think it kind of went over y'all head when I said that earlier. The committed is these guys that went home and plotted this. Mm-hmm. putting up security measures not going to stop them.
Yeah, because these guys they're ready to die.
Yes, it's already embedded in them. I'm not talking about the security measures for little Ray Ray and JoJo. That's cool because little Ray Ray and JoJo might go brandish the firearm, might shoot off in the air, might show it to their friend. They're gonna get expelled and go to jail. I'm talking about little Cedric or John Paul. When they come to school, everybody is gonna die.
Shoot, I'm talking about treat it like the White House. Treat our schools like the White House. You know what I mean? Make sure there's cameras in each room. Make sure that there's security enough there for it. You know, it's a lot of security measures they can do. You know what I mean?
They don't want to,
but they don't really take it. They don't invest that kind of money into the schools like that. That's the whole thing. They're not gonna put the money in the schools.
Here's what's funny. That I know I'm pressuring you, Razor, because me and you had a conversation that I'm about to destroy you with right now. See all that nonsense that he was just talking? Razor just came from New York and complained about the cameras that's on New York Street that's catching you speeding. This is what I'm talking about. People for your safety. Everybody is not going to want to do that stuff, so it's going to be a problem.
No, but we these cameras are on the blocks, man. They're taking.
What's your point? People don't speed on the block.
No. But listen, what I'm saying.
Were you committed?
Yeah.
Were you committed, Razor?
Was I committed?
Were you
I was committed to slowing down. I didn't want no ticket.
Oh man!
I didn't want it. But I could switch it. I could switch it and say it did have an effect, or use it against what you said, and say, well, it had an effect on.
That's where you'll be losing, because it's obvious you didn't pay attention what you RT, because I see her shaking her head over there, didn't pay attention to nothing I was saying. I said the committed. Why do they still catch people off those cameras now? Because the committed are still going to speed.
They're going to run through
Once
it.
again, that stomps on what you
they
just said.
They don't know that the camera's there. They don't know the camera's
Every New Yorkers know that the camera's there. Every New Yorkers know the camera's there.
They hope it's not going to catch them.
That's the New Yorkers. I'm talking about all those people who come to visit and don't know.
We ain't talking about it. They ain't set it up for the visitors. They set it up for the New Yorkers.
But I mean, if they can invest cameras on the roads, you know what I mean, to help the police out from doing their job of catching people, then why can't they put those cameras in schools to help?
Because once again, it's not. I don't even think it's the money. Think about when 9/11 happened. Think about the pushback that up till now the government still gets for putting in security measures in airports. They still get a lot of pushback, so they even had to loosen up some of the pushback.
I'm happy about the security measures in the airport because I fly a lot. I'm happy.
You are, but a lot of people was pushing back. Are we gonna act like a lot of people wasn't making?
No, I'm not saying that, but that's what I mean. That's what I mean. A lot of people push back. A lot of people will push back because it takes away their freedom. However, when it happens to them and they're affected by it, the first thing they say is, why weren't there these things in place? You know, people don't realize it until it hits home that certain things are for a reason. You know what I mean? And my kids, I do feel that. You know what I mean? There shouldn't be more security in a hospital than there is my children when I have to drop them off and I can't go in the building and I can't be there with my kids. You know what I mean? There should be more security measures there versus me going to a hospital or me going to a mall or me going to other places. They do need to put that in place for our children. It's apparent because these kids keep coming in with these guns, and you know what I mean?
Here's the thing with the world. The world have free will, right? So what everybody expects to happen to things a lot of times is that, you know, once you start doing something, it's easy for us to sit here and like I said in the beginning, I'm not disagreeing with anything Razor is saying, because Razor, what he's forgetting that I actually said this to him before, so he could have easily used that, but he don't remember. He's trying to make his point. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is that other people, there's so many people in the world other than you that ain't going to allow that to happen. Mm-hmm. So we can't look at it. It's not a one-way discussion. We always got to look at it as you want your kids to have some type of freedom. As adults, we want to have some type of freedom. If you at your job or you at somewhere in the airport wherever you at, and there's a camera, even in the bathroom. If that's the case now, when somebody starts saying, "Yo, we need to have cameras in the bathroom because people are getting harassed and touched and this and," but they won't do that because it's a privacy matter for some people. A lot of people will be like, "I'm cool with it," but other people are not going to be cool with it. So that's where the problem relies from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and a lot of people, and with the airport, a lot of people was fighting for the X-ray. They didn't want the X-ray.
They didn't want none of that stuff.
They didn't want none of that stuff. They didn't want to stand in no X-ray. Well, a lot of people don't. They poke to the side, but they didn't want to stand. They was like, "They watching me, girl. They watching your skeleton."
Remember, they had to take out the one that basically see through your clothes and show you naked. They had to take that one out and put the one that basically show your bones.
Just your bones, your skeleton.
Crazy about no, I can't. They're looking at me naked. They're looking at me.
You run on the beach half naked anyway. What are you talking about?
But
what are you talking about?
That's exactly what I want you to say. That's exactly people. Hear what T said? She want this for her kids. But people say that all the time when it's affecting them. Once it's not affecting them, it's my freedom, it's my rights. I saw Meghan McCain when she was still on The View. Can't stand that broad. Said that women talking about they want leave after they have baby wasn't a big deal. After she had a baby and she wanted leave, and
all of
she
a sudden it's important now, right?
Advocating for women to have leave.
Hypocrite.
Yeah, exactly.
But like you said, a lot of times they're reactive because they don't foresee things until it happens to them.
Until it happens to them, and then they're like, I don't need it. I don't need it to happen to me for it to, I don't want it to happen to me at all.
Like that thing broke my heart. Oh my Lord, that broke.
You know what broke? You know what break my heart worse? Is these people that we vote into Congress and Senate will sit there and tell you that it was fake, that it was active.
Oh yeah, how they had all of the pictures, pictures they kept saying and show up and everybody. Those are conspiracy theorists. Those conspiracy theorists.
Elephant people.
Mm-hmm.
The
major thing happened. There's always.
Go ahead.
Any kind of major thing happens, there always some kind of discredit where they people try to twist it to their own benefit. Even 9/11, we see that they like, it was planned. US planned it on themselves.
Who come with that twisted stuff and come up with this crazy ideas? Like, what are you thinking? What are you doing? Somebody want to blow up 2 buildings and kill a bunch of people? Are you dumb?
But people believe it, and
there's a lot of people that believe it.
And there's something wrong with them. Let's be clear. There's something wrong with them. Let's not act like there's something wrong with people that believe that kind of stuff. Come on, let's be clear about that.
We know. It bothers me to talk about these people in good conscience because I want to say what I really say when I'm off air about them, but I can't.
I'm towing the line a little bit, but I will say there's something wrong with anybody that believes that was made up.
Bring it down.
They disgust me. I can't,
Vibration, positive vibrations.
I got a couple of things to say too.
Okay, bring it down. Bring it down, OG. Bring it down.
But these
bring
people,
it down.
You got these people that's collecting hundreds of thousands of dollars from us as supposed to be doing their job, putting their own agenda and putting agenda in that people pay them for. And then they use word games and they use tricks and because they have strategists that sit there and play with commercials and play with wordings and then call it politics while they're messing poor people over, that don't know any better. And sit there and tell you it's just politics.
They'll start a controversy just to cover up another one.
Yeah, they'll start a war to keep a president in office.
Yeah.
They'll
be wagging the dog.
Yeah,
and come up with some ad, and at the ad is always some kind of donation in there.
We know who that is.
You know what the funny is? Yeah, you have the ones that collect the money, right? And tell you that they're gonna use it to stop the steal, but only spend it on them flying all over the country to go make more money.
Right.
Hey, but that's not the worst part though. The dummies that gave him the money still giving the money. That's what's crazy to me. I'm trying to figure out how can I get some because you guys are dumb. You know it's not going anywhere, and you still let them take it out your account every month, and you still give them this money. Like, what kind of cult is that? It's a new time. What is it? What are they drinking? What are they drinking?
I just want to. Can I get?
Listen to me. 100 years from now, our predecessors are gonna say they were some dumb humans back in the 2000s. They were dumbish. They gonna look at us like we were the primitive being. They was like, man, them fools must have been. The caveman in them must have came all the way up to 2000s because it's unbelievable.
So when people look at you, and both you guys looking at something, and you're saying that rock over there is a rock. It's right there in front of us, and they try to tell you, no, that's not a rock in front of us.
That's a pebble.
That's a pebble. Matter of fact, it's not even a rock or a pebble. I don't know what it is, but it's not.
It's a marble.
They're looking at it. Yeah.
It's a rubber band.
It's diamond.
They're gonna go all track and tell you it's a computer.
When people twist themselves in the knots to tell you something that's there is not there,
it's a rock.
That's a problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a pencil.
That's a TV. That's a TV. That's a small TV.
You know? This is a pencil. I know it might say cell phone on the front of it, but it's really a pencil. Believe me, that's what it is. It's a pencil.
And when you can't start from a place of facts, when you can't agree on facts, everything else is moved. It's hard to discuss anything else. It's hard to talk about anything else. And we got a big part of our country that's living like that, like in a twilight zone. Like in 1984, the book. Y'all need to read that book. 1984, George Orwell. That crazy stuff.
Listen. I believe that our kids should. I believe we should have metal detectors and should have better safety procedures at school. But the thing is, the person that plans to come and shoot up the school tomorrow, that ain't going to deter him. He's going to shoot up the school anyway. And those are the people we trying to stop. Now, I think it goes to mental health situation. I think it goes to better parenting. I don't think the buck stop at supervision at school. I think once it gets to that point, we already lost.
I think the system. I think there's a breakdown in the system overall. It started at home, and then the school has to be committed to taking care of the kids. Like some schools are not as committed as others. All right, some of them are there for the It's the truth. You go to some schools like we love the school. Teachers are great. They take care of us. They look after us. And some schools they just go through the motions. So you got good parents. They get to school. Maybe not a lot of direction. Just come and do your work or whatever. That kind of structure, but not a lot of directions. Like make sure the kids are good. They're good to each other. They doing what they need to do. Some schools just kind of lax about it. It's like whatever.
Some teachers don't really care. They're just there for the paycheck on first.
I was gonna say that's the whole thing.
But there are wonderful teachers. I was blessed with my kids having good teachers.
My sister's a wonderful teacher.
There's a lot of good teachers out there.
The thing is, it takes a community to raise a child, and that's what we've gotten out of. You know what I mean? The school doing their part. The parents doing their part. The neighbors. You know what I mean? Because it used to be, back in the day, you stayed somewhere. Your neighbor used to be so close. Like my neighbor, he is so close to me. I walk home, he come in, he talk. You don't really get that. He told me about my kids. If something was going on with my kids, he'd have no problem saying something to them. Yes, he is. Older man. And I love it. And I love it.
You know what they say about snitches? Know what they say about snitches?
No snitches. No snitches.
No, everyone like we've gotten out of that. You know what I mean? And the kids have learned how to manipulate it. You know what I mean? The kid comes home and tells the mama that it's the teacher's fault. Goes to school, tells the teacher that it's the mama's fault.
Well,
kids have learned.
You see what Corey's saying?
They have learned how to get through it. Back in the day, we didn't know.
Back in the day, the kids have more respect. Back in the day, the kids have more respect back in the day. Today, they don't love nobody. They don't love nobody.
Not only that, most of the shooters are Billy. When Billy said, "Get out of my room, Mom," we can't do that.
Get out of his room.
We can't do that.
But like you say, a lot of parents nowadays wants to be. They are friends with their kids more than parenting.
All I did to my mom when I was 6 was like, And
I
got my butt. I ain't gonna lie. I got my butt whooped by my mama, but I still did whatever I wanted to do.
I
will go home. I will curl up in the ball. I'll take my butt whooping, but I still did. I still did what I want to do. You know what I mean?
I wasn't committed.
And there are some kids that
I wasn't committed. I put it like that.
I'm gonna tell you this.
I was committed. I was one of them committed kids.
I wasn't committed. I put that. I was not committed.
I was 100% committed. You know what I mean?
I was committed until my grandma uncommitted me.
Yeah, no. I knew I was too much in fear of what would happen had I crossed the wrong line. So I'm gonna sit up here and say no, I was not committed.
And then growing up, I head up off the floor and put it back on my shoulders.
Exactly.
I decided that was the end.
It took 1 or 2 times for me to go out the line, cut out the line.
This might go over your head a few times, but I've been an adult about 50 times. I done got knocked in the future and to come.
I tried the adult thing a few times and didn't like it.
Man, I woke up on the floor when I was like,
"Let me tell you,
is that you?"
But Lola, go ahead and read that for me.
To me, it's about the safety of the kids. I went through the school with metal detectors and police on the school grounds. It acting as a deterrent. Now, a deterrent does not stop everyone. True.
True that.
Yep, that's the point. Read that one too.
Metal detectors will never be implemented in a predominantly Betty school.
That one.
Sean, you are right. When a person has no fear, they are willing to do what they want.
Yep. Very true.
And that's all.
Those are the committed ones.
The committed is the key word.
Committed ones.
Yep. Because when they're ready, they don't care who in front of them. They're gonna blast through whoever's in front of them.
Like I said, Jamaica, Noonian for them. Committed.
At work, that's something that, because like when people are looking for a place, they're always like, is it safe? Nowhere on earth is safe.
No, it's not.
So to be clear, there's risk in everything.
Everything.
Yeah, risk in everything. It's not that it's not risk, but you got to be able to cut the risk though.
And if you live your life in fear of I'm not saying that you shouldn't use preventive measures, because that would be contradicting myself.
That's making sense
every day. Yeah. But if just because something I feel like there's a hole down the street, and if I walk down the street and I ain't paying attention, I can fall in the hole. So I ain't gonna walk that way. I'm gonna walk all the way. I'm not gonna do that.
Head on the swivel.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna pay attention to what's going on and make sure that we can never prevent something from happening, and we don't know. It may never happen at your kid's school, but it may. We don't know.
But I mean, anywhere. So like my kids go to the club. I tell them, when you go, watch your surroundings. Pay attention to what's going on. Just be clear about what's going on. Know where the exits are. Just keep perspective.
Always
I tell them that because I have to tell them that because it doesn't matter. You could be anywhere. It could go down. You just got to know your surroundings.
If you feel something not right, just go.
Gotta go.
You're not going to stop going out. So you gotta be
all right.
Make sure these clubs have more than one exit. We've been in some.
Make sure you know the exit. Yeah, make sure you know the exit. Because if they got more than one exit and you don't know them, you still out of luck.
My back is always up against one exit.
I've been in some spots where they start letting off. And I knew where the exit was.
But I've been in some spots.
Oh, my bad. Always by the exit.
Yeah. I've been in some spots.
Facing the other exit.
When I was reckless with my life, I've been in some spot that I know I shouldn't have been in. I seen dudes smuggling stuff in there. I just didn't care. Because, at some point,
been there too.
Like untouchable. But,
I see now when their friends let them in.
Yeah, people call it scared now. I call it smart.
Yeah, no.
I had one of my friends.
I mean, you have more to lose now,
Yeah, I had one of my friends told me the other day that I'm not the same person because I won't do the same old wild stuff that we used to do.
Okay, you said thank you. You're right. I'm not the same person.
Said okay.
I'm gonna say thank you.
This called growth.
I hope I'm not the same person.
Kevin Strickland.
If today you are the same person you were 10 or 15 years ago,
you need adjustment.
That's a problem.
Mm-hmm. Just like if I was going out Monday, back in the day, I used to go out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Crazy, you remember those days?
Yeah,
Monday to Monday we partying. Monday,
people say ain't nothing to each other.
People that says ain't nothing to do in Virginia. Don't know what they talk about.
That's a lie.
Don't know what they talk
lie.
about.
I think I might used to be in every spot too, perhaps.
Man, hey, we went to
Sean, me and Sean used to be together, raising all of us.
Every spot on Virginia, whether it was hip hop, whether it was reggae, R&B, we was
didn't
there.
matter.
Hey, I've been 30 since I was 19. Y'all can't tell me nothing.
We've been 30. We've been 30 for a long time.
hey, Razor, you ever run into some of them ladies we told we was 30 when we was 19? They're like, oh, you're so good to be like 50 now.
Daggone cougars. Didn't even know it.
Yeah, but you kind of.
You look now, they're like, oh man, he look good, man.
Hitting the cradle and didn't even know.
He was 30 back then, so he like 50 now.
Yeah, and you looking at her, it's all grayed up, looking like my.
and you run away like, not again.
No repeats, no backsies. Hey, well, all right. Moving forward, Kevin Strickland. Y'all are familiar with the Kevin Strickland case? Kevin Strickland is the African American guy that was sentenced to sentenced to 50 plus years in jail, did 43 years on count of triple murder. He was also the witness recanted her statement, said she was pressured by the police to saying it was him. The actual killers told the court that he wasn't a part of their crew, and they only did 10 years, and he was in jail for 43 years. And to make it even worse, he's in a state where they don't pay you back for losing your time unless you have DNA evidence to show it wasn't you. So what are we thinking about this, ladies and gentlemen of the panel?
Burn them all! Burn them all!
Poo-poo on that.
He said poo-poo on that?
Poo-poo on that. That's a
This is exactly why I don't believe in the death penalty right here. You know what I mean?
Broken. Like,
I mean,
so there should be some kind of, like, of course, there's no people on earth that can always be right. And I don't think the justice system is an exception. Like, if y'all mess up, y'all need to pay for it. Just like if we mess up, we got to pay for it.
Exactly.
Why they don't pay for it?
You know, but if I kill somebody 43 years ago and they catch me now, I'm going to jail. I have to pay for it. I can't tell them, well, I live in a state that says you shouldn't. After 43 years, you shouldn't come back and try to charge me for a murder I did 43 years ago. That's not how it goes.
But we know the system is one. We know the system is one way, man, and it's crazy. It got to change. Like sometimes I even say, like, let you not pay your tax for your car or whatever, and see how much interest is built up. And just the first day you miss it, but let them owe you some money. Or
you never get the interest on it. And they pay you when you feel like it.
And you better hope you get it.
They send you a check in the mail.
To 30 to 45 days.
They send you a check in the mail. We owed you this from 7 years ago. It shouldn't be $35 still. It should be like $2,000 now.
You know, but that's the system, man, and it's just a shame that we have to continue to see these things happening where innocent people, you know, they get their life turned upside down, and the system don't want to pay back, man. And like you said, those laws got to change. You know, these things is, you know, it's crazy to me. You know, like this man should be walking out like with $10 million in his pocket. You know, and I still think that would be not enough because he just did all this time.
Whole life, like
43 years, and he went to jail when he was 19.
At this point, like what could possibly happen? You know, to repay that mistake, like even the money, like still, he's 43 now. I don't know what kind of health he's in or whatever like that, but like everything that he should have done in his life, he didn't get to do because y'all messed up.
He's in a wheelchair now. That man had heart attacks in there. He came out. His father is gone. He got to go visit his dad at the cemetery.
His mom passed.
That's the thing. Like, there's not even a monetary value that can replace what that man has lost. You know what I mean? But the fact that they don't want to give him something because of some kind of law is just beyond me. That's the part that's just beyond me.
You know,
that's beyond me.
the part that would eat me up alive, man, is to see the person that actually did it came in and got out before me.
Hey, the funny thing is, they told that he ain't had nothing to do with it. Yeah, they said, "Hey, it's us. We don't know, dude."
And know him.
And the only witness that they had, she recanted and was going through the procedures until she even left her sister in charge of it because she knew she was gonna die. So she left everything for her sister to make sure she freed this man because she was like, "Yo, they pressured me into saying it was this man."
Family, let me say this though. Let me say this clearly. Let's think about this for a second though. What kind of dirtbag police officer would pressure a lady into saying a man killed somebody? That's murder. That's not you smack somebody over the head, you rob somebody. We talking about murder when you go for jail for life or get a death penalty. What kind of dirtbag police would do that? That's
someone who's trying to make rank, someone who gets actual incentives. You know what I mean?
But these cops though, people always tell me about good cops. A lot of them are dirtbags. They pressure people all the time.
There are a lot of good cops
when they didn't see it. When they didn't see it. So what kind of dirtbag would do something like that? That's what we got to talk about. That's some dirtbag behavior. Seriously.
Sometimes they get sometimes I think they get so caught up in trying to solve the case and get it out the way that they don't really put their morals into it. You know what I mean? They don't care about that. They want to solve the case.
They didn't have no physical evidence.
Well, I want to say this, guys. I'm hoping my uncle is watching.
He's still out there killing people.
I'm hoping my cousin watching. I'm hoping my boy's watching. He's a detective. I'm hoping he watching.
I love when I say this because it upsets him to his core. Hey, man, if there's good cops out there, why aren't y'all running over the bad cops?
Yeah.
True indeed.
For real. Y'all sit there with them and let them do it to somebody. Y'all just as
I can't say for certain, this is just kind of speculation, don't nobody quote me on it. But I would think, I've heard the term used where like the police force is kind of like a gang unit where like the snitching is not condoned. They don't allow each other to snitch on someone. And when you do, you kind of get shunned and you know what I mean, blackballed. You know what I mean? So if it's not encouraged, then that could be why the good cops aren't standing up as much. You know what I mean?
I ain't giving nobody a pass for not doing what's right.
I ain't giving you a pass. I'm just trying to understand your logic.
Guess what, guys? They don't tell each other don't say it.
I don't get it.
They tell you to say something on the street.
They tell Tyrone and Bobo not to sell dope in the neighborhood because it's wrong. So it's wrong for y'all to mess over people when they did a crime.
Y'all want kids to snitch to solve y'all crimes. You know what I mean? And y'all actually put children's lives and people's lives in danger to snitch for crimes. Y'all need to be snitching on your people because it'd be real in the streets when them people do it.
But let's stop using the term snitching though. Come on, you're telling the truth. That's all you're doing.
There's a difference. Yeah, we had this conversation before.
There is a difference between snitching and telling the truth. Just telling what went on.
A live pertaining citizen of a neighborhood that's functioning, that want his community run right, calling the cops and telling the cops that Tyrone selling dope down the corner ain't snitching.
That's not snitching
at all.
I think snitching to me, snitching only comes into play when you're actually getting benefit out of it. You know what I mean? I really feel like if someone kills someone in front of me, you know what I mean, and I do absolutely nothing about it, and I have no ties to it, you know what I mean, then that's wrong. I'm doing a disservice because I can help out, you know what I mean? But if I'm telling because I got caught, you know what I mean, doing it, that to me is snitching. You like,
but if you tell the truth, somebody's being wrong, like a man, like pressuring a woman to send a man to jail for 50 years or whatever plus because you want to solve a case when you have no physical evidence. You're a dirtbag, and I hope your family knows. Somebody hear me saying you're a dirtbag in Arkansas.
Those guys should go to jail.
Kansas City. That's
what I was going to say. That's my point. These people that they should go back and prosecute these cops.
Exactly.
Because because you lied and you just caused the man to spend 40-something plus years in prison.
And he can't collect anything for his.
To me, I don't know. I don't know if they do it with these cops, but like when I know, like when a cop gets found of being dirty, you know what I mean, or doing something, they go back over all his cases, you know, previous. I wonder if they're doing that with these cops and all of these people who,
that's Missouri.
you know what I mean?
Not doing it. Missouri,
because if they did it, because if they did it to this man, I'm sure they did it to others. So are they going back and combing back through?
Like, they're not gonna look for it. They're not gonna look for something to give you or to get somebody out of jail. If you don't have Innocence Project on your side or somebody looking out for you, you're not getting out. You're just gonna sit there till your time, either death row or you die in jail. You're not getting out. They're not gonna say, "Oh, he wronged you, so he must wrong a bunch of other people too. Let's go help you out." They're not gonna do that. They're not doing that.
They don't care. For this gentleman in particular, if he went into jail when he was 19 and he's now coming out at 43.
No, he's not 43.
He did 43 years.
He
did 43 years.
He's in his 60s.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
coming out like he doesn't know how to function in society.
He said that. He said that.
He grew up in jail.
Yeah.
What is he supposed to do?
At 62, coming out of jail, going to jail when you're 19, you're still practically a kid.
You are.
The government just start acknowledging you as an adult.
Right.
Going to jail when you're 19, coming out when you're 62, your whole family that was ahead of you is dead and gone. To cut back to this real quick. The dude was trying to get out in time to see his mother. His mother was trying to hold on to dear life to see her son free, and she died. Yeah. If that ain't the most,
that made me sad when I heard her
she
say
didn't
that.
even get a chance to because in her heart she knows her son isn't
innocent,
but she wants
and that's
to see
the
it on
hardest
paper,
part.
and she got to die without seeing it.
Yeah, that's sad.
And you know what's messed up? The prosecutor showed all evidence that this guy shouldn't be let out of jail, and the governor said he has better things to do than to pardon the guy.
Yeah,
better things to do, like what?
Yeah,
what is better than pardoning an innocent?
All you have to do is try to gain paper.
You don't work for them. You don't
they don't
work for the people.
They don't want to admit that they wrong somebody, that they wronged a black man. Nobody wants to admit that. Nobody wants to admit that.
I'm sure.
If it was this,
there was some golden girl. There was some type of golden girl procedures going on with her.
But this should bring. Look at the Central Park 5.
Yep, exactly.
Look at them. How they beat them up and all this stuff to make, and then they saying they were innocent. They did all this stuff, and everybody's still free. Listen.
This is why they need to go back and revisit a lot of the laws, because a lot of the laws were made, like this is part of
they don't want to revisit
where we talk about how they continue to
they wanted to say
to prejudice against us, how they systematically broke us down. And it's laws like this that does that, you know what I mean, which is like part of the reason why I'm not 100% for the death penalty, because I know a lot of people are innocent and in jail, you know what I mean? Like, is their life worth being taken because somebody just wanted to solve a case, or someone just wanted to be overzealous, or someone just really believed in his mind, because some of these cops, they get the case and they feel like they got a suspect, and they will find and create all kind of evidence to try to go along with that, you know what I mean? Like, they will do that the whole time the real killer's getting off. It doesn't even make sense.
I don't believe it.
But these laws,
you said it earlier. That they want to solve the crime. They don't care who did it. They want to solve the crime.
They just want to solve the crime.
In this instance, they had nothing to solve. The killers told it was me. It was me.
But no, what I mean by that's why I said the laws need to be redone. They need to relook at these laws, because that's what kept them in there. Yeah, that was the whole thing.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah, they need to go with the.
But that state. The laws with
every state needs to do it.
Every state should do it. I'm saying on certain states, you know what they're gonna do. You know why they do it. It's because their aim is to incarcerate at higher rates.
Yeah.
That's period. That's their goal. Their aim since 400 years ago. They're not off of that. They ain't off of that. They're not off of that. They still on it.
My terminology, before I let Lola read these, my terminology of snitching is when Tyrone and Bubba was selling it down the street. Bubba got caught. He decided that he gonna let the cops know that Tyrone is.
That's exactly what it is. That's the real definition of what we're talking about. Tell the truth.
Come on out, Tyrone. We got caught. Nah, Bubba, we got caught.
I didn't get caught. You did.
Yeah. But read that one for me, Loli.
It's the white system. They do not pay black pay. If you are white, you can get back pay or a workaround. Agree.
Oh, they'll figure out a way to get it to you.
They'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? When their judgment comes, they deserve it. Totally.
Definitely. That one too.
Snitches is when you are taking part of the crime and you get caught and snitch on the other parties. Telling is when you had nothing to do with this and you get a question about the incident. True.
Yeah. I mean, protecting your neighborhood isn't snitching. Protecting your neighborhood is actually being a valuable citizen to your neighborhood.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how much of the streets I proclaim to be from. In my neighborhood, if you come around there doing some nonsense, hello, this is Sean, and there's
Who is it?
Sean.
Sean.
Not Sean, but
Not Sean.
Sean. Yeah.
You have to switch your voice. You gotta switch your voice.
You gotta put it on with them.
When I be at work, I be like, hi.
And then I gotta hit him with my wife's name is Betty White.
And I don't want to say anything, but there's some very terrible activity that's going on. Mm-hmm. And I would like someone to come out here and just check it out. Just check it out.
Don't think of me in any bad way or anything, but I think the guy's name is Tyrone. I'm just saying.
And I think his friend is Bubba.
Yeah, I think his name is Tyrone. I'm just saying.
You know something? They were doing these. They were looking around and looking behind them and looking in front of them. I don't know.
And they had on hoodies.
They were just looking.
Yes.
And they had on hoodies.
All black.
They had on hoodies. Oh, we on our way right now.
That's an instant movement.
Hoodie. Mention hoodies. Man, listen, they out there.
I heard one of them say, "Come on, Tyrone."
But you're absolutely right, man. You know, especially if you own properties, you're not going to allow anybody to come in your neighborhood and mess it up. You know, and just devalue your area and your property. You know, like you said, hey, I don't want it. I don't want my kids around it. I don't, protecting your loved ones, and you have to do what you have to do. But I agree with everything y'all said. Like, if you get caught and you're a part of the act, you better eat that because you was part of it. If you're not, if you go and you snitch on somebody and y'all both was in it, then that's snitching.
Unless everybody going down.
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes you gotta hold it.
We go down the street. We do a couple of things.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, short man.
Unless I don't know.
Put something on a
wait, short man. What if you and I mean, Razor, you and short man just going to rob somebody, and then short man go crazy and kill someone, but you get caught. And they charge you. What you supposed to do then?
You're an accessory.
You might.
What you supposed to do then? You supposed to take the charge?
You might tell in that case because we went to go do a little robbery and your butt went crazy.
Here is the thing. With that, that could be a sticky situation because anytime you go to pull off a robbery, it's a possibility that you might have to leave with a body.
It's a possibility.
So nobody should go. Either you take the charge.
And we had the conversation.
You gotta be down for the cause, or don't go.
What can happen if we have a conversation?
That's what be getting people. People be like, I ain't think he was gonna do that.
Yeah, under no circumstances are we dropping a body. Now, if you drop that body,
you gonna own it.
I expect you to say
that you did it.
But I will say
you
this:
got 3 hours to tell on yourself.
Exactly.
After I asked them for some Popeye's chicken, some extra corn, and I'm finished eating, get my floss on, and you ain't told your side of the story yet. Bring that piece of paper over here. Yeah, but I got a story to tell.
Got a whole 3-page.
I will say this: if we together and I don't know nothing about it, that's not snitching. Because if you doing dirt and I don't know it, and the cop pull us over, I'm sorry. You gotta go.
If you come in my car and you got something illegal and the cop pull us over,
I ain't know you was robbing the gas station.
Yeah. Hey, if you got something illegal in my car and the cop pull us over, player, I'm giving you the first sentence to tell the cop that it's yours.
Absolutely not.
Because if you don't tell the cops, I will tell them for you. You can call it snitching or whatever. First of all, you know, when we get pulled over, you talk, oh, snap, I got this illegal gun. Well, boy, you better keep it in your waist, because if you look under the seat, I'm gonna let him know it's yours, because your fingerprints on it. Mine's ain't. So we ain't even gonna have no discussion if we gonna tell whose gun it is.
I mean, don't you like when they get
in the glove compartment and it got serial numbers?
They get in the car and don't show it to you. They get in the car and don't show it to you down the street. Like, oh man, I got this gun on me. What?
Okay. No, you better hold on.
I tell all my friends know this about me already. All my friends know this about me already. I tell them straight up: if we doing something together, we'll thug it out. When it's you thugging it out by yourself.
Yeah. And you didn't tell me you had anything on you in the beginning. Mm-hmm. Nah.
You ain't about to ruin my chance to eat my mom biscuits.
Exactly. They be like, what you said? Him.
All right, a story. Yeah, Biggie Smalls, I got a story to tell. Over here, I'm giving them sweet 16s in there. And the boy did the robbery at the bar. And then
you giving them 16 bars.
I'm giving them bars.
Full 16, huh?
Yeah, man, but it's a sad situation though, man.
That's crazy. Like, I don't know. It just makes me feel so bad. Like, what he's supposed to do?
What the system was never
like that stuff you can never get back.
You don't have no. You don't have
not to mention how he feels. Like he came out to a whole new world. Like it's a whole new world. Like I know they gave him. I know they gave him little increments of technology and stuff behind bars.
He said he couldn't sleep. He said he couldn't sleep at night. He's in the house trying to sleep, and he said it was so many little noises that he was picking up. He said he just couldn't sleep. He was picking up like so many little noises that he don't hear in there. He said it was crazy, and I get it.
I mean, you know, Martin and Eddie Murphy did a whole movie on it.
Life,
man,
they did the whole movie on it. Life. It's so like we laugh. They made it a comedy, but it's so real. It's so true.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And it's still going on. It's still boys being put behind bars because you know what I mean. Someone just said he looks like the guy who did it. You know what I mean? He looks like
we all look alike.
Our next story. So you got a guy that was charged. I was watching Roland Martin this morning, and I was trying to get all the information on it, but you know I'm out of town. And I couldn't, I could, but I was being lazy because I'm really on vacation. But I'm on vacation while I'm on vacation. But what happened was a young lady accused the man of raping her. He did 16 years. I think you probably heard about this, OG.
Yeah,
and then
I read that
she was lying. Now she got a Netflix. The only reason they found out she was lying, right, is when she sold the story to Netflix. And Netflix started doing their research and was whoa. Yeah. So what baffles me is that how can Netflix solve the crime, but the judicial system couldn't see through this crime?
They don't care. That's the thing. They have to care.
As they say, there's laws and procedures we have to go through. In order to, that Netflix doesn't have to.
Wait a minute, let me go.
And in the defense of the cops, you know what I mean? There are laws.
Don't defend them up here.
I got. Listen, I'm trying to.
we feel like poop on them right now. We feel like on them right now. Go ahead, T. Go ahead, T.
I always want to poo poo on them, But there are certain things, laws and procedures where they'll know definitively that this person did it, but they don't have enough evidence to prove it, and they have to go by the procedures that we don't have to do as regular people.
Well, you know how they should do though. You know how you're in the jury box.
Don't lock me up then if you ain't sure.
So exactly, you're in the jury
100%.
It's not beyond doubt, right? It's not beyond a reasonable doubt. So don't put somebody in jail for life. Don't do it. Don't do it. Stop.
I mean, they get those incentives though. You know what I mean? They need to get their quotas. They have to get their quotas. They have to do things like that. We see it at the end of the month, every month when the cops pull everybody over. All of a sudden, it be all down the interstate. They try and get their quota by the end of the month.
Oh yeah, that's why I made sure that I wasn't doing any traveling on the return, the day before Thanksgiving or the return after the Thanksgiving holiday, because I know them cops were sitting out there talking about. This is our New Year's money right here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, like tonight, the 30th, Don't get caught out there.
You know they ain't.
The last day of the month, they getting a couple people tonight.
Oh, they getting at you.
More than a couple people.
You know. The funny thing is to me, like I was saying, man, it take Netflix to have to figure out that this guy was innocent, so his case and everything would have to go back over. So everybody have to go look. They had the lead actress in the show stepped down because when she started getting the information, she was like, "I'm not about to be playing this girl, lying on putting a black man in jail." You know, wow. It was so much stuff that was, when you start looking at the case, right? It's so much stuff that was just out of place that it shouldn't have been a conviction.
Yeah,
that's wild. And
it's so hard to look at it like when you can see it so clearly. Like what y'all doing?
How did they not see it?
What were they looking at? What kind of detective are you, sir?
Probably.
Sir, what kind of detective are you?
He probably up in the ranks now. He ain't no detective no more.
Yeah, I was gonna say, quotas. That's what that's what they're trying to get. They got to fill them quotas. It pushes them up in the ranks. And it ain't just the detective. Sometimes it's the prosecutor. You know what I mean? You can have an overzealous prosecutor who trying to make their case as well. You know what I mean?
Don't give any of them any more credit.
It's a whole chain. It could be a judge. Like that's
more credit than the other. They're all in it together. Trust me.
It's a whole.
Because the prosecutor have to go with what the cop says. He'd be like, "Hey, can you prove it? Can you get them to confess?" They're gonna go with it. If they're trying to be governor, they're trying to be mayor.
We watch Law and Order.
Yeah.
And
yes, SVU
and Blue Bloods. We watch those, okay?
And that's the real stuff.
We are from the hood-ish kind of. I've been in a situation where something happened and an officer done told you that your friend just told on you that you did it. Well, now you done messed up because he wasn't even there. So he won't tell you that. So now I'm especially now. I know I ain't did it now.
They'll try everything.
Hey, I'm in the shot. I walk out the house one night, Saturday night. Me and my boys, 4 of us, 5 of us, we walk out the house, and they run up on us. We call it the beat up squad in Chicago. 4 in the car together, 4 cops in the car. The beat up squad. That's what we called them in the shot back in the day. They roll up on us. We are lucky. My mom walked out behind us, and she was like, "What are y'all doing?" My son, they just came out of the house with his friends. What are you doing? She had to pull up on him. What are you doing? Otherwise, we'd have got a hassle that night. We didn't do it. We literally just walk out of the house, 2 minutes out the house. They pulling up on us for what? We didn't do anything. We were just black walking down the street in the neighborhood.
And they have this thing that they want to grab a minor and all. Like you cannot talk to a minor without their parent present. Like they do not care about that. They don't care about that.
Wow, man.
I remember it was a story. I think it was a video or something. They had a 10-year-old handcuffed sitting down. I think the parents was like screaming and hollering, like they was not trying to let the parent get to the child. Like he's 10 years old.
They arrested a 7-year-old at a school because he wouldn't sit down in class. And I'm like,
what?
Oh, what?
What in the, I'm like, I'm so happy that these stuff don't happen to me because I'm gonna
what?
By the time I'm done, they're going to rename the school.
Hey, there's a clip y'all need to watch. Sean, he can send it to y'all in the WhatsApp or whatever. The clip y'all need to watch when y'all get off of here. How they look at black people. We're always the animals, but yet they're the ones that kill people for 400 years and still doing it today.
The fact of the matter is, we already know that. Who goes around the whole world and pillage the whole world?
Exactly. But we're the violent ones. Yeah. We're the ones that are savages. We're the ones that are threatening.
It's so crazy.
If we do anything, it's to protect ourselves.
And a lot of these people,
gain for profit.
They do, you know what I mean? Because a lot of them, have investments in these prisons and things like that they're building up that they need to keep filled. You know what I mean? So they don't care. They just want to put a body in there so they can get the money and the return for it.
The judge is sentencing people because he know the prison guy.
Prisons go up quicker than schools do.
Yeah, exactly.
You got overpopulated schools, but you'll get a prison in the area before you will a school. They need to cut the for-profit business. They need to cut it's a profit. It's free. It's free labor. It's free labor. You know what I mean? Like it's so much with it.
Making license plates. Yeah, I know. Right?
Not just license plates, cleaning the side of the road. You know what I mean? They be doing all kind of stuff. Like
cooking food. Yeah, they do everything.
They do a lot. Them prisoners do a lot.
I want you guys to take your phones out right now. Go to Google, go into your Google section of your phone, and put in Santa have a boyfriend.
Oh,
no. I seen that.
I already saw it.
I seen it.
And
from Norway. Was it Norway?
Norway.
Norway.
I don't even know what's going on in the world right now. Because are we going to change norms? Then we grew up saying that Mrs. Claus is in the North Pole. What are we doing? Changing that now? Mrs. Claus now is Mr. Claus?
Yeah, Mrs. Claus is in the North Pole, but Mr. Claus is in the South Pole.
Yeah. It's I don't even know what to say anymore.
And you can't say it, and it's like adults don't even go for Santa Claus. Like Santa Claus is a kid thing. Like ain't no grown adult sitting around thinking there's a real Santa Claus that's doing this kind of stuff. So if you're introducing Santa Claus,
Stop right now. What y'all trying to tell me? Santa ain't real?
I got news for you, bro.
No. Yes, there is.
Nope, he's not real. Well, okay.
Santa is real.
Listen, ain't no adult sitting there thinking it. It's Santa is for the children, which means if they're now making Santa homosexual, they are once again targeting our children with this homosexuality. There is absolutely no reason why Santa needs to be gay now. Why? Like what is the logic in that?
No, because,
is there some kid really sitting there saying, "Oh, I feel bad because Santa"?
Promoting to the kids, man. Like that's where I draw the line, right? That's where I draw the line.
And that's exactly what they're doing because they're targeting.
They are targeting Superman, our children.
Superman, all type of
like what was that about?
And from what I'm told, they already had. I didn't know this because of course I wouldn't.
Oh yeah, Superman has a gay one too.
Yeah, but from what I was told, they already got gay superheroes. So why are you making the straight superheroes gay and bisexual now?
Yeah, was an amazing superhero.
Yeah. Why are they making that now? I guess, and then now I think it's a targeting thing to the kids to me because
it is.
Santa Claus is synonymous, like T was saying, with kids. Don't nobody, I was joking earlier, but don't nobody over the age of 10 believe that there's a Santa Claus.
Exactly.
Now, when you're doing stuff like that, who are you trying to? Who's highly impressionate to that type of stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Kids.
Mm-hmm. That's unfortunate. Like
because being heterosexual is now the new weird.
Yeah.
Like everybody, to me, it's like we were having this conversation over Thanksgiving. It's crazy that we're having it now.
Be very careful.
The family.
Remember, we're on a
I'm a
place.
But it's
it's
like people are trying to outdo the next. Like who could be more weird? Who can have them? Like this is.
Let me put it
bedroom.
This way.
This is bedroom behavior. We don't need that out to the kids. Like
we said. Kids should have a choice. They should not be like pandered to with this stuff. This stuff should not be shown to them at this age in that way as to try to influence their behavior because kids are impressionable. They do not know what they like or do not like. So if you push something to them, they will gravitate to it because they don't know any better. Mm-hmm. So anybody, adult, I don't care who you are, if you're pushing this type of behavior to kids, you're wrong. And I will stand up and say it forever. You're wrong.
The people
you're wrong.
That you know in real life, they don't do that.
Exactly. Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
No, you don't see them like, oh, I need two Santa, two Santa. Like that. Come on now. It's like to me now. It's like a promotion. They're making money off of it. You know what I mean? Like it's something. It's ridiculous.
Who are you messing up?
You know what I mean?
I saw a gay girl on Facebook saying how she was disgusted by it. And I should have screenshot it, but she used quite a bit of profanity in it. And she was like, and this is why people don't take our stuff serious because we trying to force them to believe that you can just change a norm.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what they're doing. The norm is the man got a wife in the North Pole. You just gonna change that whole concept of it because what?
Like why?
Like all of a sudden,
if someone could give me a real rational understanding of why.
There's none. That's somebody decided that
the
we should do this. That's not diversity.
They're gonna say it's inclusion.
No, it's not inclusion.
That's not.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. Not at all.
It gives me a headache.
That's just degrading something that doesn't need to be degraded. That's just leave it alone. Just leave it alone.
Okay, go live your life. Let people live their life, but you don't have to necessarily try to shove it down everyone's throat. Just because there's that says this doesn't mean anything. It's like, you know how now there's all these diversity and inclusion committees and everything.
Don't call me a he or a she, call me a it.
It's okay, great. Okay, now y'all are trying to act like y'all think that brown people are humans. Okay, cool, great. But okay, now y'all think the next step is, we need to include this with it too. No, that's not the same thing.
Not the same thing.
It's not. It is not. And that was Dave Chappelle's biggest thing right there. You know what I mean?
All
and
they did was prove him right.
It still went over so many people's head. Like they still don't get it. They don't get it. They got
we don't matter. But see, no,
that's the thing that people don't understand, right? Is when someone has already made up their mind about something, you can't. There's no convincing them. You know what I mean? Everything you say, everything you do is just gonna go.
Change my mind.
Sure. You know what I mean? You're not gonna change their mind. They're gonna find everything to fit their scenario. You know what I mean? So it's like
ate my whole key lime pie. He did it. Period.
You know he did.
Trauma ate it.
I believe he did because when he got up here, Lola, he had said that he ate a whole key lime pie. So I think he did it.
They said I ate a whole, but I may have.
Here's the thing.
I may have.
Just because a couple of crumbs fell off, don't mean you didn't eat the whole pie.
Just because he still got key lime stuck in his beard, that ain't great. That's key lime.
Just like nobody will convince me to stop eating meat. I love oxtails.
Yeah, I don't trust people that don't eat meat. I'm gonna let you know.
I'm about to go on a detox. I am about to detox. I'm about to detox.
Love me some oxtails.
I stopped eating meat for 2.5 years, and I ain't trust myself. Not one of them.
Oh no, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it that long. I ain't gonna do it that long.
I ain't trust myself.
I feel extremely disgusted.
I need the meat.
Yeah,
I need it. Like I don't trust my daughter. She a vegetarian. I don't trust her. She a vegetarian.
Half my family is vegetarian. I shouldn't
trust. Yeah, I don't trust them either.
Yeah, I don't trust her. I don't trust her.
You know they hungry, right?
Selassie, I still don't trust it.
Hey,
man, but Sharice Thomas, Legacy 7, big up on herself.
Welcome,
everyone. Thank you, Corey.
Why do we need to let people know what we do inside of our bedroom? Do we walk around and tell people that we're straight?
We don't.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Because if people heard the stuff that I be doing in the bedroom,
if it's the platform for it, then okay. But it's definitely educational purposes because they're coming here to hear that from me. I'm not putting my commercial on TV or putting Santa Claus in there so that somebody's kids want to listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah, but running around the street all day saying I'm heterosexual, nobody's doing that.
Corey, to answer this question, Corey, I was thinking of next year, depending on how Lola live on this separate planet from Earth called Florida. And I was thinking about putting something together with the guys and we all go down to Florida, depending on how they handle that situation there going down there in Lola's planet.
Yeah.
With the new virus and all
I love Lola. Yeah.
But
you know they're gonna be the most.
If that can get somewhat under control, then I'm gonna try to plan a trip out of town with the guys and invite, and we can all link up in Florida and just have a good time. I wouldn't say a cruise yet. Well, once we start getting more people on board the movement, then we can plan something like that. But for right now,
I want to be on a cruise on the panel saying, "Hey, come here."
I'm gonna tell Mr. Sharp, man. You want?
Hey, we could do. We might do a little small. We might could do a little small boat ride.
I got a boat. I can just push it out in the lake in my backyard.
There we go. Let's go on the lake.
Pedal on the pedal joint.
Corey, thanks for the donation. Corey, thanks for the donation, my brother.
Hey,
much
we can
appreciated.
act like all those other peoples. You focus the camera, like you can act like you're on a nice boat, the big boat, so you can focus
Well,
the phone.
I could load up a cruise ship in the background and put up my green screen.
I was gonna say we could just put a whole green screen.
We do this.
I look like I'm on the ship. I just shake like this every once in a while. We're like, whoa.
We all be like, whoa.
Yeah, but
do a little Titanic scene.
It's sad, man. I don't know what to say. And you know the irony is, as a parent, I don't care about whatever people do in their bedroom. That's your problem. All I do is I know that I'm not only when I watch movies, and rarely when I go to the store, I come across with somebody that's in that community. And it's usually, and I might come across them, but I don't know. It's usually only the flamboyant one that you know that you come across because they want everybody to see them. They want you to know that I am this. But other than that, I don't see that every day in my life. So when I'm watching shows and I'm watching movies, and all of a sudden,
well, these days, it's not hard to tell these days. When you go Walmart, literally, and somebody got on some pumps.
Listen, I was watching.
Just looking regular, got on some pumps.
Regular
got on some pumps.
What's that new show that Kiefer Sutherland was doing that they canceled and Netflix pick it up? Designated Survivor.
Oh yeah, that's my joint.
I want to say it was season 3. You're just watching season 3. Nothing is. You don't see this coming from a mile away. All of a sudden, and you're like, whoa! I had to turn off the TV. My son in the room. I'm like, what the?
Yo. Hey, I got caught off guard or something. I watched something like, yo, I didn't want that.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't sign up for this.
I had to skip a couple of which Designated Survivor was a good.
Yeah, that's my show. I haven't finished watching the rest of that ever since I turned it, because it was literally a man and a man talking on a balcony.
Out of the blue.
Then out of the blue, they were showing you the act. I'm like, what the?
You know who do that too? House of Cards did that to me one time. House of Cards.
I was so shocked. I don't even know what to tell my son. And my son was sitting there.
What was that weird show that came on HBO? They did that in that show too.
Andres' face
they had
was exactly like that. Andres, we was watching it, and Andres just jumped up.
Yo, it's shocking to be like, yo, what happened? It escalated pretty quickly.
It's in all of them.
He asked me that I changed the channel. I said, how did I change the channel?
You should have known that was coming.
Look, here's my thing. How about just leave it all out of it? No woman and man. I know, man. Just leave it all out. Yeah.
Yeah, it don't need to be up there. Like, I'd like to watch a movie with my child and not need to.
If you want it, go find some adult situation films or something.
And then how now it's, like back in the day, like you didn't really see men like that. Now, like even the men, like you just see your thing. Like,
and they cannot say about us, because even if a man and woman, my kid's still not watching.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not.
Like, we do not need to see his pee to know that. You know what I mean?
As far as I know, my son hasn't seen, unless he watched on his own, which kids are advanced now. He probably has. But in my presence, he hasn't seen anything like that. So for the first interaction is for literally cheeks being clapped. That's not a good thing, man.
No, it's not. It's not.
Because even when
that's gotta be traumatic.
Watching a movie and a man and a woman pop up, a man and a woman pop up, I'll be like, "Hey, close your eyes."
I start squirming in the seat.
I haven't. Kiefer Sutherland, and it wasn't Kiefer Sutherland doing it. But Kiefer Sutherland is one of my favorite actors from 24 days, man. And now he came, so I had to go support this. But when this happened, I haven't finished watching that series since. I haven't went back and looked at it.
Which episode I can skip it? I want to go back to watch.
I don't even remember. I know it was season 3. I know it was season 3, and I don't even.
Y'all have to finish watching because it gets good. Y'all just have to skip.
I can't. That was dramatic.
And take off my list.
I can't. Let's talk about Rihanna. Rihanna is so fine.
Let's talk about Riri. Riri. Hi, Riri.
Let me find my baby.
Congratulations, Riri.
Congrats, Riri. That is not Riri.
That's my babies.
That is not Riri.
That's my babies.
Hey, I bet them gal are wicked. I bet them wicked.
Have mercy.
Hey, here's the thing. Did Rihanna confirm that she's pregnant? Because all I see is speculations.
All I see.
I don't know about confirmation.
Yeah,
if she is, congratulations.
I ain't seen no denial though. I ain't seen no denial though.
But is that
if she is, congratulations, and if she not, stop putting that on her.
Yeah. My thing is, if she is, that's a big W for A$AP Rocky to lock down a billionaire. Because I'm putting her in child support.
Whoa, wait a minute.
She a billionaire.
You trying to cut?
She a billionaire.
You're supposed to be in it for love forever. You trying to cut?
Bro, you're not. She's a billionaire.
You on child support. I'll take care of the baby.
Yo, that's Legacy 7, respect.
Legacy, thanks for the donation. Big shout out to Legacy. We love your feedback, man. We love you up here chiming in and getting in on the action too. I don't know, man. I'm scared to continue that conversation because it's kind of traumatic. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't even trying to be funny or nothing. Everybody know I'm hey, panel, am I lying? Don't y'all know that I love series. I watch a lot of series. When we go offline, we talk about movies.
Yeah.
I literally had to stop watching this show because of that. Like, you know, I don't care if it's fake, but how they present it.
It just came at you like
it just came right, and it just started. And you like, I've never seen anything like that in the show before, ever.
Dang.
It just came like boom.
They have the more and more
though. Thought that I changed the channel. He thought that I changed
were
the
literally
channel.
on the balcony talking.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, literally, I ain't playing. All you hear is. I'm like, that's great.
Hold on, which series is this again?
Nah, I don't even want to talk about that.
We'll let you know after the show. I'll let you know.
It's Designated
We ain't
Survivor.
gonna promote it. Okay.
Yeah, Designated Survivor. It's a good show.
I'm with Sean because I love that actor because I watched
Keep
24.
us up. You used to watch 24?
24 hours.
24.
Yes.
I like watching
24. It's the same actor from 24. That's
24.
He ain't the one that getting clapped. He ain't the one that getting clapped.
I'm about to say they got Kiefer playing.
Nah, Kiefer, Kiefer ain't doing that. You heard his name. Kiefer got one of the hillbilly redneck there. He ain't doing that.
Listen, yeah, I'm gonna say he go way baby.
Yeah,
what?
He ain't doing that.
No.
Okay.
But I watched
Kiefer look like he'll put on to Make America Great Again.
I remember when he was in that vampire movie way back. Do y'all know about it?
Yeah. Kiefer look like he'll put on to Make America Great Again hat.
Yes,
you play with Kiefer too much. He'd be like, y'all playing or what? What you want me to do now? Y'all want me to clap
24 was the bomb show.
Clap
that
what?
Show
Y'all see this hat? Clap what? Oh.
That show 24 was
I like
awesome.
I like Maggie Q, right? I like Maggie Q because she was Nikita. I don't know if y'all watch Nikita, but I like her too in that. So great show, great series, but the other stuff was too much. Y'all should have did that.
It went for a little.
The show ain't about that. It's not even about that. Where'd that come from?
I don't even know, bro.
Y'all doing too much. That's extra.
Hey, so is it a win? Who is this win for? Is A$AP Rocky and Rihanna a good couple? Or
but she's not pregnant though.
Should she have stepped up to a bigger caliber artist?
I think if he makes her happy, that's all that matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got to support that. If she love him, he love her. Yeah, we got to support that. I like that for them. I'm happy for them. Yeah,
I would like it better for me.
Of course. Of course. I would like it better for you too. Of course.
She a billionaire, you know.
Because I could be at the house by the pool too, you know.
Come over, hang out.
But they both have the same sense of style. Like
I send the jet out to come and get you, even though you're only 30 minutes away.
As long as they got the comment, you know. As long as he makes her happy, that's.
I'm like, yo, Sean, can you pick me up on when you pick up Sean, man? Can you pick me up?
My passport ready to it's fresh.
Hey, baby, I'm sending the jet to Norfolk, Virginia Beach, and then back to P-Town. She's like, wouldn't it just be better if you just send the driver and the phantom to pick him up faster?
Put it in the driveway.
Nah,
I don't care.
baby,
Show up somebody.
I'm stunting. Relax. Relax.
And I gotta go.
Let me take this 5-minute plane ride.
Yeah, let me stunt. Relax.
Get him a little water plane. Let him jump off the water.
You know, she's like, just take the helicopter, baby. I said, relax.
I said relax.
I don't think she is.
No, it says she's not pregnant though. It said like it's debunked.
I don't think she would be pregnant.
But they said she's not.
Yeah, I don't think she would risk getting pregnant right now. And plus, we noticed that
Rihanna got a lot going on.
She don't stay in relationships long.
I was gonna say I think she would have to be married before she actually she would actually get pregnant. But you know, you never know when she
Hey, if you bump the ugliest, man or not, you can get pregnant. Just saying.
Things happen, boy.
I do want to say
you get that right tight, things happen.
Beside the pregnancy, her country designated her as the 11th national hero in the country right now. And that's a big thing for those.
She was the first under this new administration, though.
Yeah, she was the first since they got rid of the Queen. Yeah. Which Jamaica should be doing real soon, like tomorrow, later on tonight. That'll be good. You know, because I don't know why are we answering to a queen that won't let that we can't go to their country when we feel like it.
And we're not getting any benefit from it. I want to know, like, I'm not a citizen of England.
Put it in the air.
Put it in the air.
England.
We can't even. At one point, we could go there when we want to. They stopped that.
See, so why do I need you running my stuff?
Yeah, Russia is allowing us to come there when we want to.
I'm gonna need you to get out.
Yeah, we're gonna need you to go away.
In other news, though,
at least let the prince that like black people be be the head figure. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we'll take him instead.
Yeah, you know. What is it, Prince Harry for 500, please?
Yeah. But yeah, definitely though. We you know, I'm happy for them, man. That's a big deal. That's huge.
Yes,
I mean, 400 years, whatever, running the place, whatever, however long it's been.
Now they get to do what they want to do for their own place.
Yeah, I mean, you know, drop the colonial past thing, man, and you know, start a new beginning, and just let the people just be the people, man. I mean, this you know, people ruling people. It's time for that to be over with. It's time for that to be over with. Nobody needs nobody to rule them other than you vote for a government. We don't need nobody. We don't need a monarch. We don't need that. Let that go.
We definitely don't need a monarch, especially one that ain't helping us.
Exactly. There's just no benefit to it. I mean, the relationship is not fruitful anymore. So I didn't know if it ever was, but let it go.
Only fruitful about it was that we cleaned the cotton field for them and they became rich, and we
were picking the fruit. That's it.
You know, so it's always good for them, bad for us.
Definitely one sad situation for sure.
Shout out to Barbados on that. That's real movement right there. That's real independence, not that bull crap that we celebrate every year. Talking about independence, 56 years.
We don't celebrate that.
We
just be having cookouts.
No, I'm talking about Jamaica.
He's talking about that.
The bull crap that we celebrate.
Hold on now.
Don't.
Juneteenth. I don't even recognize July, whatever.
Yeah.
Juneteenth is what I recognize, and I've been recognizing that for years.
Yeah.
Fortunately for us now, that is popular. A lot of people are knowing about it, which is a good thing.
It's on the calendar.
Me and my family, we all celebrated it this year for the first time. That was a good feeling.
To go through my phone and see it on the calendar and know that Billy Ray and Bubba gonna be upset, but they're gonna take the day off anyway because they're getting paid. Warms my heart.
They're going duck hunting instead.
Yeah, you know. Can't believe we're gonna take this day off of these. You know, I can't stand those boys. But I'm gonna go ahead and go catch these ducks, Billy, because I don't got no time to be sitting home pouting about what's going on. Let's talk about the Cuomo brothers, Chris Cuomo and his brother. How do we feel about that? If you don't know the story is Chris Cuomo was using his I guess you would say his private investigators that he used to get his news sources and stuff to find the ladies that was accusing Governor Cuomo of sexual harassment and touching them and stuff like that, to try and basically get dirt on them, so to speak. I hear a lot of people are coming against him saying, "Oh, he shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have done this."
Who wouldn't though?
Yeah, if my brother is in need of help, am I supposed to say, "I'm Chris Cuomo on TV. I ain't helping that fool"? I don't know.
I mean, listen. You know, we people could sit here and say what they wouldn't do, but if it's your family member and you can help them out, you'll do it.
You're going to.
The only knock against him is he's on TV and people gonna go after that. That's the only knock
and
against
CNN.
him.
But that's using. I feel a little differently because that's like using your job. That's like using your job. You know what I mean? That's like saying me. I worked for Centera for years. I could
did they work
go
for
and
the
look
station
at
or for
anybody's information. You know what I mean? You shouldn't use your job.
Do they work for the station or
to
for
benefit?
Him? Who do they work for?
Huh?
Do they work for the station or for him?
No, I'm going to answer. I want to hear. Let her finish saying her point. I'm going to tell.
I mean, I get that it's his brother and he did, but you shouldn't. You know what I mean? That's someone using their privileges to, you know what I mean, not people who are possibly victims. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that's right. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't agree with the you know, if they were bullying them or anything like that. But I'm saying if you can find some material,
put your money into a lawyer. Put your money into a lawyer and get your brother out. Lawyers, don't go digging up dirt on victims.
You just said it right there. Lawyers get investigators. They use them all the time.
Well, Chris Cuomo is a lawyer. Chris Cuomo is
he's
a
not.
lawyer.
He's not a lawyer. He's not his lawyer though.
No,
he wasn't defending his brother.
If I'm always defending my brother. It's my brother. I'm always defending my brother. Yeah. I'm a lawyer. I'm always defending him.
But what I'm saying is, though, the people that were doing the investigation, did they work for the station?
They work for Chris Cuomo.
They work for Chris Cuomo.
Yeah, he didn't even cover the story. He didn't put it out on the news. He didn't give anything.
I don't knock that. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I don't knock that. Straight up. I don't knock that.
I don't knock it either.
That's his bro. I don't knock that for real.
So he
What's your thoughts, Lola?
He
uses resources to help his brother.
He's paying for it, though.
Right.
Yeah.
I was thinking like that's just like, you know, if you work somewhere and you get a discount, you let your family use your discount.
I'm at McDonald's. Y'all want some free fries?
Hey, yes.
You getting free apple pie.
Roll by the window at 11:30.
Free nuggets. Free Big Mac. Hey, look.
Roll by the window at 11:30.
Hey, when I was young,
for the hood.
Trying to intimidate.
McDonald's don't like this. When I used to eat beef,
but I don't feel like that. I don't feel like he was getting like true evidence. You know what I mean, for the case. I feel like he was digging up dirt. You know what I mean, to push up against these women to try to persuade them to not go against it. And in that manner, no. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like, it's his brother, but if you're doing it to intimidate witnesses, no, I'm not agreeing with that.
They should not pressure the women. Let me be clear. I'm saying as far as them investigating and can find anything that could help them out. I'm not saying they should go pressure them and make them not.
So if they can find out that this woman has a very sexual history and they bring that up in court, that's okay. Because he's trying to get his brother off.
I mean,
here's the thing for me though. Think
if she's a true victim, you know, that to me, that's again using that privilege. That's using that privilege to get away with a crime. You know what I mean?
We got to investigate.
Yeah, we don't know what's true and not true. So let's look at it through both sides of the
Isn't that what the cops do? The cops do the investigating.
I don't need the cops to investigate for me. We just talk about that.
Okay, these people, why they getting that privilege?
No, but what we're saying is, think about it as your son. If just because somebody said that they did something, that your son did something to them, now your son is swearing up and down to you that he didn't do it. You have the opportunity to get some information that, hey, this girl does this all the time. She's always around flirting with guys. She's always doing this. Wouldn't you go out there and get this information for your son?
We're going to investigate.
I can't say that because I'm not gonna. If it's a woman and she's a real victim, I'm not gonna find any justification in her life for what he did. And so I don't know if he did it. I don't know if he did it, but I'm gonna say it this way. This is how I look at it outside of this case, you know, because I try not to look at it on a case by case basis. But if my son was being accused of a crime, you know what I mean, and someone who had the privilege could find dirt to dig up and put against my son and put him in jail, and he's the one going to jail for the next 43 years unjustly.
You gotta investigate.
I don't feel like that's right. Like, no, let the cops do their job. Like, I'm not going to excuse his privilege. I'm not going to excuse his privilege.
You got to investigate. Okay, here's a case for you. the Ahmaud Arbery case.
Mama
They
Riggs.
weren't gonna do nothing, no prosecution, nothing. If they didn't have those big lawyers like Ben Crump and those guys come in and start looking at it, they wouldn't have got no real help.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is, man,
that's not what we're talking about, Short Man. We're talking about someone's brother being involved, just like you know what I mean. What we see all the time. This is something we see all the time with those people.
If you can help your family,
I'm definitely gonna help my family. Especially if I believe that they're not guilty.
If they tell me they didn't do it, they're getting the benefit of doubt from me because I know they're not gonna look in my face every day and lie to me.
At least that's what I'm hoping for. So I'm gonna go above and beyond. You know, I guess everybody look at things differently.
I'm not gonna say, look, it's his choice if he did it. I just don't agree with people using their privileges because they're in a certain position. That's all I'm saying.
But what I'm also saying is, if my mama tell me that, I ain't talking to her no more. Because you have to understand that if I'm feeling like I'm guilty, and I'm answering to you and I'm telling you that I'm not guilty, and you have the ability to go out there and maybe slander a few names, and you choose to take the high road because what? Because people might say that
you helping your brother out.
Yeah. You know, you're using your privilege, man. You better use that privilege.
Well, how do you know that he feels that he's not guilty? How do you know that he doesn't know that his brother's guilty?
Said that his brother
and he's trying to. Of course he's gonna say that. Of course he's gonna say that.
Exactly.
He's not gonna go up there and say, "I know my brother's guilty." But what if he?
Go out and
let's just say he did
his brother isn't guilty.
But I'm just saying, what if he did know he?
That's different.
Would you feel different? No, what I mean is what. No, this is what I mean. If this all goes by and later on you find out that he knew his brother was guilty and he pulled up dirt on these women and pulled up, would you feel differently about it?
I was glad to come up here and retract my statement and correct myself. I don't mind correcting myself.
Here's the thing. Either way, I don't care what y'all say. My brother is my brother. My sister is my sister. If they're in trouble, I'm coming to their rescue.
I'm gonna do whatever I can. Go to the mat to help them out. Straight up.
I'm coming to their rescue.
To the back. Whatever I have, whatever I do, whatever I can dig up, I'm gonna use
every lawyer I know, every detective I know. I'm getting help. Down. I'm calling that's how I rock. I don't even have to talk to my brother.
Yeah.
But if he is in problem, I'm coming to his rescue.
Yeah, that's it.
No,
I am my brother's keeper.
Understood. As you should be. I completely agree.
And even if my son look at me and tell me, "Ma, I did not do this. I have people that I can resource. Dig whatever you can."
Because I'm gonna find out if he did it or not. Because when I get him home, I'm gonna jam him up and he's gonna tell me. He's gonna tell me the truth.
It's not to take anything away from the woman in this situation.
Yeah.
The answers are based solely on the fact that this is my brother, not nothing to do with
nothing to do with her.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about the woman now. I'm just looking at, and it not even this specific case. I just, you know what I mean. I just look at people using their privilege to get off. You know what I mean. That's not something that's universal for everybody else. So I do see a disservice because typically the people who have that privilege are, and not us. So I do see a problem with that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying just this not just this in particular. That's why I said I'm looking at it in a broad spectrum, not him. And I'm not saying people should go against their family. No, you should fight hard for your family. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I can't sit and just be like, "Oh, it's okay because it's his brother." You know what I mean?
As we say all the time on the show, two things can be right at the same time.
Exactly.
You know? True. So it could be scum of the earth. But I'm gonna hold my people down.
Till they prove me wrong.
There's certain things that I won't forgive my siblings for. Unjustly murdering somebody and going out there as a man and doing something to a woman that we all know. I just don't want to say
that unjustly murder thing.
I'm not defending you on that. But if somebody's accusing you of grabbing their bottom or grabbing their breast, and you tell me that you didn't do it. First of all, even if they said it was worse than that, first object is for me to believe my sibling. Now, until you prove me wrong, I'm believing you.
Yep.
You know, if my brother, say for instance, my brother and my sister went and broke into a bank and robbed the bank, and they come to me and be like, "Bro, you know the man that can destroy the camera evidence." Let's end the conversation. That camera evidence is done.
Calling them.
We don't got. They don't have to tell me anything more. I know the guy. It must be Brandon. I'm calling him right now.
Hey, can you? Yeah, cool. You already know what it
I
is.
think that's true for me too.
Yeah. I gotta hold my it doesn't matter what it is.
Listen, if you don't think like that, that's rough. You gotta hold your family down. If you gotta hold them down. If you're saying that's your family, now if you're not saying that's your family, now if you're not owning them, that's different. But if you're saying that's your family, you gotta hold them down. You gotta hold them down. That's how I feel about that.
And if you look at it the way that you look at it too, that's ain't nothing wrong with it.
No,
it happens.
Yeah, I mean,
people have difference of opinion how they see things.
Exactly. If they're doing something that's wrong, like you said, unjustly murdered, I'm not supporting that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna love them, but I'm gonna say, you have to deal with it. You have to go through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hope you get a light sentence or something, but you can't. You got to go with it.
You have to do that.
You got to go. I'm not
nobody tell you to go and kill off.
But we all know there's people who
I'm not doing it anymore. If it's immoral, I'm not doing it.
They'll make up alibis. They ride, but they're not letting them. They'll make up alibis. They'll threaten witnesses. They'll do all kinds of stuff to keep their family out. You know what I mean? So
people do that. Yeah, I mean, that's how it goes in the world, man.
And that's what he's protecting against. He's doing the right thing for his brother because they are a well-known family, and people will take advantage of them for that reason.
Yeah, personally, I don't feel like he should have stepped down.
No.
I feel like if you're in a situation where does the line get blurred? Me trying to date you. When is it sexual harassment or when is it not? I don't understand.
I guess they have to say no.
Yeah,
gotta say no. At least
I feel like if you do something that makes somebody uncomfortable and they voice that and you continue to do it, that is harassment. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't believe that. Like personally, I don't believe that if you're making me uncomfortable and I don't speak that, I can't hold it against you. If I'm sitting and I'm laughing and kikiing as you're grabbing my butt and stuff, I can't come back later and be like, that's
so words are not necessarily needed for it to turn into harassment. If you are constantly coming at me and like body
language.
You know I don't want you.
Right. And even if I don't say, hey, no, because I might be scared to say, not me, but I might be scared to say that. So you can tell when a person is uncomfortable. Now, if you sometimes, okay, maybe it might be a nervous laugh, a nervous giggle, but if you were, engaging in it and then you try to pull back and say it was harassment, that's not fair.
Yeah.
But in the same token, if you keep coming at somebody and you can physically see that they're uncomfortable with the situation, that's harassment.
Yeah, I mean,
but then that would be. So how do you know that how do you know that the person coming at them sees that you're uncomfortable? They might think that
women are laughing. The power dynamic is if the guy's powerful or the lady's powerful, that other person, they're feeling they have to go along with the situation sometimes. Right?
Women can harass men too.
Smaller
that's what I said.
Yeah, women can harass men too. Let's not just put this all on men.
I just said that. I said
I'm agreeing with you, short man. I'm not arguing with you, short man. I'm agreeing.
I was ready to snap. I was ready to snap.
I see. I'm not arguing.
I was about to go off.
Here's my thing, and ladies, I need y'all help to help me with this because I need clarification from the ladies. Now, I hear this all the time that people say, "Oh, he was powerful, so I didn't want to tell him no." So how do I know now that it's a no?
I mean, you guys
if you think I'm powerful,
you know she's not with it, bro. We know.
No, because if you go into a lady and she's letting you do stuff to her, and her excuse is, I only let you do it because you're too powerful. I don't understand how I'm supposed to know that.
Let me answer this one for you.
Go ahead.
If you are my boss, I work at this job, I gotta pay my bills. This is how I make my money, and quid pro quo, something for something.
Yeah, exactly. This for that. Yeah.
You're gonna keep this job this way.
You're gonna let him squeeze the cheek, probably, right?
I do that. You're still dead wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if he says that to you, but if he does, like, we all work at a place and you see your boss smashing somebody. So you mean to tell me now that that person was only letting them smash because they were scared?
No, not all the time, not always. Is that?
That's the mix-up that I'm trying to find out. How do I tell the difference now? That
you can't feel. I would think that you can feel that hesitancy.
You can know the vibe.
Suppose you don't feel the hesitancy.
Like
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, suppose you don't feel the hesitancy. Suppose you don't see none of that stuff, and now she's coming and saying, "Well, I only did it because you were my boss."
It's kind of best to I think that's why I say I think it's kind of best for people to be more vocal about it, because you cannot assume that the person's perception is what you're giving off. And I get that women say that, you know,
that's why they got
but
sexual harassment training at work and a supervisor version.
Yeah, but you need to like kind of you need to go
don't work.
You need to if you're scared,
knocking up the workers all the time.
You may be scared to tell that person.
They be wanting.
You can be scared to tell that person, but you need to go tell somebody else immediately.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like if you can't verbalize that to that person because of that fear, I'm not going to say you're wrong for it, but you do need to go say something to somebody immediately. You can't let things go by, because then it begins to lose, you know, credibility in what you're saying. Yeah, and that's just to other people's perception.
Well, what you think, Cherie? Yeah. What do you think?
I'm with Lola.
You with Lola?
Yeah.
So
because I don't like see. They make, just like I said before, these girls that call rape, they make it hard for the real people that go through victims, real situations. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't stop saying he's powerful. That no, it's not about he's powerful. That's why I say something. If a man is coming towards you all the time, he grabbing the cheek, he grabbing this, he grabbing that. Oh, I don't want to say that because he's powerful and he's this. No, say something. And then you might laugh. Okay, it might be a nervous laugh, but it depends also. It can be you better stop. You better stop playing with me.
That's to keep going. Stop, right?
You know, if that's the tone of it, and that tone, it doesn't sound uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? When you're uncomfortable, if a person is uncomfortable,
you should be able to tell.
You should be able to tell. It's gonna be visible in your face, in the way you move,
body language,
like for instance, you done all got set up on one of your homegirls, boyfriend's friend, and you got there, and you already, whether you the one that he like, or he the one that you like, it's sensed in the room. You already know what's going on. So you sit in the room, you like, well, I'm just gonna try and keep your company while homie smash. It ain't gonna nothing going on here for somebody tonight.
Like this.
But the reason I asked y'all that is because I heard the dude said himself that, I like these girls. I was trying to talk to them. I was trying to have sex with them. I wasn't harassing them. I was trying to have sex with them. He was like, and I didn't get the impression that what I was doing wasn't welcome. So that's why I asked you, how do we know that?
Looking in, we can't see what they was doing in there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
Sometimes, like she said, it's okay. You get into the situation, and then it didn't even go to what it was. It was like, okay, so now I ain't good with it no more, and then he let it go. But now you're gonna come back and say that's harassment. That's not fair. If he stopped where you ain't feel comfortable no more, that's not fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot too, which is why, like she said, it makes it so hard for the people that really go through stuff.
Through it, because you can tell. I don't care what no man say. I don't care what a woman can. First of all, a man can tell, and a woman can tell when a man don't want you, and a man can tell when vice versa. You can tell.
You know when somebody don't want you. Come on, man. You know when somebody don't want you. You know
everything. You
know
can
that.
even be like, okay.
You know when they not feeling you. You know when somebody not feeling you.
You caught in the Matrix again, T.
Oh, yep.
Be over there in the Matrix.
At least she got a good pose this time.
Hey, T, you know they ain't feeling you, T.
No, I was just listening. I won't caught in the Matrix. I was just listening.
Nah, you was caught in the Matrix.
It was frozen.
Yeah, you was caught in the Matrix.
It was like this.
You had a good pose though.
Yeah, you was like
good
this.
Pose.
It was a good one.
Yeah.
Definitely in the Matrix.
Where's Agent Smith at? She going to see Agent Smith.
Yeah. There she go again.
And then it's the same thing, like especially at work. Even if you can't say, like, if you're in a position where you feel like okay, if I go against this person, it's gonna make things hard for me. It's other things that you can do. You can put the space between y'all. You can gravitate to places where other people are. You know what I'm saying? Until you can get to a place where you feel comfortable enough to be like, because it could be in some situations in workplaces, there is a person who is untouchable. So if you go against this person, that's your job.
Yeah. Hey, you know what else I wanted to add in? I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know if I told Sharpman this before, but in the military, right? And this is why I'm always hesitant about situations like this, because like I told y'all, I've seen people in situations where a lady called out raping somebody, and then a couple of years later they come back and say, somebody forced me, my dad made me say it, or this made me do it, or that made me do it. I've been in the military, and I seen a guy that's running in ranks, black dude. He was never my friend, didn't like him, and they were going to trap him and destroy his career by saying a young lady that I knew that he was messing with her, that he was harassing her, that he was sexually harassing her. And she came to me. This is how they were plotting it. They came to me and told me, as she first came to me and asked me, like she put it in my head. She's like, well, you know, such and such be trying to get at me, right? And I'm like, no, I don't pay that fool no attention. She's like, yeah, he do. And then a couple of weeks later, she came to me again and she told me that, like the same thing again. And it triggered me right there. But then a higher up came to me, pulled me aside, was like, yo, because I've always been a straightforward person. I've always been a blunt person. He pulled me aside and he was like, yo, come here. I walked over there with him. He was like, I need you to say such and such. You saw such and such messing with such and such. And I'm like, I didn't see that. He's like, but I need you to say that. I was like, I ain't going to say that. I didn't see that. He's like, but you're going to say that. And I'm like, I'm not going to say that because I didn't see that. So I see stuff like this happen. That was their way of monkey wrenching this dude, because he was traction to be what I think it was a 6-year chief. And that was their way of stopping him from succeeding in the military. Now I couldn't stand this dude. And it was easy for me to say, of course I could do this. But my morals could not let me step on somebody that I knew didn't do something that, like, you priming me to say that he did it. And this is why I'm hesitant when people say certain things, because I've seen it happen so many different times from so many different ways that, you know, I see in high school, I heard a girl, she told people that this dude raped her, stopped him from going to the NBA, stopped him from getting all his college stuff together. And years later, she retracted all of that. Now this dude too old to go in the NBA. None of this stuff can happen. What is supposed to happen with him now? What are you gonna do?
That's why it's sad. That's why it's sad though, because you hear these stories. But it's like, you know what I mean? Me personally, I will never tell a woman or never expect to know what made a woman uncomfortable. You know what I mean? If she's uncomfortable, that's her. You know what I mean? But just because you have some women who falsely accuse, you know what I mean? And it's gone into this thing where like a woman literally has to justify herself, and she's a victim. You know what I mean? There are so many women who don't come out because of this, because people want to talk about the way she dressed or the way she carried herself or the way she laughed. I've laughed in situations where I've felt uncomfortable because I didn't know how this man was going to react. You know what I mean? I may not have gone as far as saying he was harassing me, but I've been on that end of the stick. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a catch-22. I think people should really, you know, just kind of let it be a case by case basis. You know,
yeah, I'll agree with that.
The women who lie, accusing,
they should go to jail.
They should definitely go to jail. They should have consequences.
The time that I would get, you should get that same.
You should
time.
Get that for lying.
I believe that wholeheartedly.
For lying.
Yeah,
because
I just can never say how someone's gonna react. You know what I mean? Like I personally don't know how I would react. I've never been in that situation.
When you
I don't know how I would react
like that. No matter if I'm showed up to not guilty, always put some type of remnants in people's mind that I did it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think something should happen to you for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They need
definitely
that law too.
And there's men, and
they really do.
A lot of people,
there's women who
some women dress or anything. Sometimes it's not even the way. Some women can have a sweatpants and a sweatshirt with a hoodie.
Yeah, it's not that.
Still get, You know, so sometimes
there's women right now whose rapist got off because she dressed inappropriately. You know what I mean? Or she did something like that. That's not an excuse.
I would never
for
agree with. I'm not giving you an excuse for that. What I'm thinking of is this. I hear people say you should always believe the woman. I don't.
And I
can't say that.
You have to prove to me that something wrong with you. I'm never gonna say you're lying, and I'm never gonna say that it's true at the same time. I don't know that. I'm not gonna automatically believe you because you say something. I'm not.
No. And I'm a woman. I'm the same way. Yeah. I'm not gonna believe it.
People push these things and tell people a woman should be believed. She should. But just like a man can lie, a woman can lie. Yeah. Now, if there's evidence there to prove that you did this, you should go to jail. You should get to the extent of the law. I believe a rapist should do his life in jail. That's my personal opinion. I don't think you should be able to come out. I don't think because you have took something away from somebody that they can't get back.
Mm-hmm. And it's likely not your first time. It's the first time you got caught.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Guys. So definitely, I agree with that.
You know, I think a hammer should come down on those type of guys.
And when they get when they get off on one, you know what I mean? When they got away with that one and that victim, you know, didn't get her justice, guess what? They believe they can do it to others and they just continue that same pattern.
Yeah.
Over. It's an illness. Like some people are really sick like that. You know what I mean? And that's
just like the boy that got off. I think me and Sean was talking about this a while ago. He raped 4 girls, and the lawyer said that the judge said that he didn't want to give him no time because it's not worth it or something like that.
Yeah,
and I'm like, not worth. I'm like,
they don't want to ruin their lives.
Ruin their life.
If it's this, of course they don't ruin their life.
Oh, you know it was. Of course not.
Yeah, of course they don't ruin their life. Yeah,
you know it was this.
If it's this, they're ruined in a minute. They were ruined in a minute.
They're going for life.
Don't even think twice.
Yes.
He said that a woman should be listened to. That's how. I can listen to you and not necessarily believe what you say.
Yeah, because
you can tell me.
I think everybody's.
You just have your own thought.
Yeah,
everybody.
Yeah, what he's saying is like don't shut her down immediately. Some people will just shut a woman down immediately and be like, nah.
If you make the accusation, we should look into it.
Yeah, it should be looked into.
We should look into it.
But also,
definitely.
After the accusation comes, and if there's not suffice evidence, the law should work on both sides of the table.
It should. That's
I should be accused of something that I didn't do.
I wouldn't say just suffice evidence. I wouldn't just say suffice evidence. You know, like if you have a woman who
evidence, you can't.
What I mean is, if you have a woman who has been found to truly have lied about it, yes, but just because they don't have enough evidence to convict the man of raping her, you know what I mean? I don't, because there's some prosecutors who won't take the case because of the woman's history and the woman's track. Doesn't mean that she wasn't raped. You know what I mean? So should she go to jail because they couldn't find enough evidence?
Of course, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying if there's you got to prove just like you proved, like I was just like it's proved. Yeah, just like you're proving that I didn't do it. Once we can prove that you're lying, you should be sentenced.
Yeah,
with all right of the law, with everything in the law, you should get that time. If I was gonna get 10 years, you should get 10 years.
10 years.
100%.
Because
I agree.
Because not only are you
I take it a step further. You should have to pay
retributions.
You should have to pay retributions.
Not only are you ruining my life, you ruin it for people like the prosecutors and other people to take other women serious when they come and say
you wasted all the cops, you wasted all the time and
you know something? If
investigation.
If that was a law, we would only get serious people coming forward. People that have really been harmed coming forward. That would it would cut the crate now. Now, like we said, two things can be true. You're gonna have some that's committed to the lie. That would go through because they're so.
They never go. They won't say no. Yeah,
right. They never go committed to it. That may just keep going down the road, jail or not, as a threat. They may still go with it. So we got to consider those people too. But yes, definitely, I think
what was the word? The committed.
Committed.
They're committed to it. That's it.
The
committed ones.
The committed ones.
They never
because they have some of those that are appearing wrapped too tight. They will go a mile away.
Like I agree with what you said with what you're saying about women should Because I've also seen women be in trouble and people don't believe them. And I believe
they don't believe them.
Yeah,
and
I
I
believe
know.
them. I mean, I
Yeah,
can't
and I
prove that
believe
they were right, but
Yeah.
to some, you know the guy. And this ain't the first time I heard somebody said that this about
this.
I never seen him do it personally, but I believe it. But does that make him guilty? No, but I believe it. So it's just one of them
And
things,
yes,
man.
Treyo, if a men can be raped too.
Definitely, man.
Definitely.
Men can definitely be raped too.
We were just talking about designated survivor. What do you guys? Do we have to go there? We couldn't keep it regular on top. Just keep the conversation like level. Couldn't y'all have to do that?
Hey, listen, man. We in a world where nothing is just upfront anymore, man.
For sure.
Everything is I guess kind of cloudish. You don't know what exactly is going on over here.
Everything's a little murky.
Everything's not black and white.
Everything's a little murky.
Yeah.
And that's what people. Everything is not black and white.
Murky.
Every case is not the same. Like you can't. It's not gonna be clear cut answers. You know what I mean? And when you try to put everything in that's where we get. Where we get it twisted.
Exactly.
People don't get believed. You know what I mean? Like. Just like with the shootings at school, like there's no clear answer because someone's gonna slip through the cracks and do some stuff.
The committed ones will.
The committed ones are gonna get through. They're gonna be committed to be committed.
And I don't think it's like one track answers to prevent stuff like that. I think it starts from home, community.
It's layers.
Community.
It got to trickle down
community.
To the school. The school should be the last defense.
Yeah.
We should be able to stop.
Levels to this.
We should be able to stop our kids from going out there and hurting other people's kids by having stuff set up. Gun reform stuff. I'm not. I'm an avid gun owner, so y'all know how I get down. But there should be something in place to do something. So I don't feel like the school is the last defense that we got to have. All this stuff here and all this stuff here, and we know they're gonna slip through. But if the defense starts from the top and trickle its way down, it's harder for those stuff to get through.
Yeah, and stop letting these people. Stop letting your kid. Oh, I gotta bust in the door through your kids. Open the door. What y'all doing? I always do it to all the time. They be like, "What's wrong with you?" Nothing. I was just checking on y'all. Like, why y'all?
Ain't no locked doors in my house. I don't even care if you're in the bathroom.
It's the private. That's why
ain't no locked door.
They be
not
paying the bill. Unless you paying the bill.
Billy, get out of my room, Mom.
Wasn't it the Cosby Show where he took the door off of the?
Nah, that was real life.
What was that?
That was real life. That's my pops.
But the thing, like, they think that, like, I will never forget when I was, what was it? I forgot. It was a high school, 13 Reasons. And the parents did not know that the boy was in the house. They trying to detox him. And they did not know that he was in that.
Now, them kids, they had a whole bunch of privacy, a whole bunch of freedom, a whole bunch of
everything. Like, I'm like, I couldn't get away with my mom. It was the boy taking a shower. They was like, "What's up? What, Mom? Oh, I would just no, we good," and slammed the door back. My mom would have opened that door. Was like, "What you doing?" And she would have pulled the curtain down.
Right.
Like, they had so much freedom.
Listen, ain't no privacy in my house. You pay unless you a child star that pay all the bills, and ain't no privacy in my house.
And phone checks, I do them too. Phone check, give it up right now.
While we were sitting here, my son was sitting right there at the desk doing his schoolwork on the computer, and I had his phone going through it, reading all his little text messages with his friends, his mama, his uncle, his everybody.
You better.
I don't play.
You better.
Pictures.
Man, because I go through everything. The private text, you ain't smarter than me.
Right.
I even go through, like, they have this thing. I remember my daughter, she had it on her phone, which it's like, it looked like it's like an app that if you go,
you can hide stuff inside of.
Yes.
Yeah.
All up in it.
And I'm looking. She was like, "Mom, what you doing?" I said, "Going through your phone." She was like, "How you know that's it?" Because I'm
smarter than you. Yeah,
I know.
Everything you're gonna try to do, I already did it.
You new to this. I just stopped doing this about 15 years ago, Playboy. Relax. I got this. Yeah.
She was like, but I don't, all I see is this pictures like lashes and makeup and all that. But I'd be like, I just grab the phone, even Keon, I grab his phone and was like, you're like, "Mom, what you doing?" "Nothing, just looking through your phone."
And he never know when I do it because I don't do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't do it. It's not a surprise.
That's how I caught my sons. They were 10 and 7, and they were on Instagram before us adults got on it, telling these girls they were 16.
Hey, they pulling one of me.
They were pulling them. They were older girls. Like I was snapping. You know what I mean? My sons was just talking to me about it because they were like, "Man, mom was tripping." I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm thinking."
Remember when my beard couldn't grow and it wouldn't touch? I'm 30.
YouTube
over here wouldn't connect with the other side. I'm like, man. I'm girl, like, you sure you 30? I'm 31.
30.
Yeah.
I'm telling them, you don't know who on the other side of that screen. Them girls, they acting like they're girls. It be some old pervs.
Man.
Trying to snatch y'all up. Snatch you and your brother up.
He said that YouTube account. I go through the YouTube account as well. I go through all. What you doing up in here? What let me see.
Oh, yeah.
Facts is women should be protected. But I'm not going to go out there and just say because you said something to me, I'm going to believe it. I need some assurance that
it's not about believing it. It's about listening, hearing, and investigating, and making sure you get the facts out.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, I think that they. Oh, go ahead.
But the phrase for most people is what T. Fern was saying. I think that's T. Fern was saying that listen, that's what you're supposed to do. But that's not what they're saying in the news. What they say is all women should be.
That's so dangerous.
What I'm telling you is that I'm not doing
dangerous.
That.
I think they just needed to change the narrative of it. You know what I mean? Because so for so long, women weren't believed. You know what I mean? Like they have. It's kind of sad that they have. What I mean by it is rape is the only crime where the victim has to prove who they are. You know what I mean? If someone gets murdered, if someone gets robbed, if someone gets carjacked, if someone gets assaulted, any other time, people just go with it. You know what I mean? But when it comes to rape, women have to prove who they.
I don't go with Chris crimes.
I mean, I think with the assault thing, it's different.
I feel like rape is the one thing where the women gets judged about who they are.
It's hard to produce evidence.
I think some women do get judged of who they are.
And that's what I mean by that. The victim gets judged.
I think a lot of times when guys say stuff like you probably shouldn't have did this and shouldn't have did that, I don't think they're telling you that you shouldn't do that. I think it's more of a we try to protect you from the scumbag. It's not like I'm telling you should not be able to do stuff, but we know how the world works.
But that's not how it's received, though. That's not how it's received, though.
Yeah. So that's why I didn't even bother to even prolong it by saying exactly what I mean. I just say telling you stuff. It's not to tell you that it's your fault. It's because we see that this is probably the only way I can protect you as my little sister or as my cousin.
We know there's dirtbags out there, and that's the only way you're going to get away from them.
Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I can tell you is there is guys that's going to do it anyway, but there is guys that have a fetish when they see you in certain things, they're going to target you. So my only defense, if I can't be there with you, is to tell you, don't do this. And if you're going to take it as I'm trying to control what you're doing, or I'm giving that person a green light to do whatever they want to do to you, well, we lost the conversation there because that's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to protect you, and your perceiving of me trying to protect you is me trying to give the person authority to do what they want to do to you. Then the whole question and the whole everything of me trying to help you is lost in the balance somewhere there.
Yeah.
So it's up to.
It's just kind of, I was just gonna say, it's just kind of hard because like a woman comes in, let's say a woman walks into the police station, she says someone raped her, and she's dressed a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? She's gonna be pegged differently. If someone walked in, wasn't able to walk in and they were murdered, you know what I mean? They're not gonna be like, oh, well, she's got this dress on, so that's what I mean by that. You know what I mean? Or if someone was mugged, you know what I mean? Someone was mugged and carjacked. They're not really gonna be like, oh, well,
it doesn't matter.
You were dressed this way, you know what I mean?
Some people gonna do it anyway.
That carjacking and stuff and rape is like kind of two different things. So, but I understand,
No, I was just giving a comparison of how a victim is looked at.
And I understand completely what everybody and everything like that. But sometimes, unfortunately, us women are automatically going to be judged by the way we dress. It's just unfortunately,
society,
we're going to be judged in how we dress.
Is it right?
Not saying it's right, but
no, it's not.
But it happens.
But it happens all the time. We've seen it all the time. We see it when we go out. If we dress a certain way, we are this, we're that, we're this, and that's just what society does. Until you prove certain things, it's going to happen.
With rape, it's a lot of times let's say sexual assault. It's him and her, and unfortunately, she's got to prove it. Nobody said it. Nobody said it should be that way, but unfortunately, the proof is hard to come by unless she get a kit at the hospital done to prove
evidence. You got video.
You can have it still, and you can have it still, and he can say, "Well, she gave it to me."
But I get that part. I'm saying just in terms of collecting evidence and having something to show, it's harder for women in that situation. We know that. Everybody knows it's harder for women in that situation.
It's definitely that's why that's the one I really try not to, formulate too much of an opinion on because
nobody agrees with it, but it's harder for women to actually have
it's really hard for women.
I try to do it.
It's really hard. It's like at one moment we tell women, you know what I mean? You need to come out. You need to be vocal. But then in the second, you know what I mean? Like who wants to be destroyed like that? And then come out and try to prove how much they're worth. You know what I mean? Like that's the worst feeling in the world to have someone take your innocence from you. And then you got to prove that you a good woman because you had on a short dress or like that to me is just,
Well, you have women out there that'll say the same thing against women. So that's even more horrible too.
But
you really do, and that's the sad part. That's the thing that they're trying to like. We don't want our sons to be judged for wearing baggy gangster clothes. You know what I mean?
They do.
But they do get judged. But what I mean is, you have to realize that when you say "don't judge me," you have to realize that you're judging other people as well. You know what I mean? And that's a constant thing, and it doesn't make it right,
Yeah, and we said that. We said that, unfortunately, it isn't right, but it happens. This is the unfortunately of the world that we live in. Is that I can walk down the street with my pants sagging, and a person would think that I'm a thug, up to no good, or don't have anything. When he don't even live in the neighborhood, he just patrolling it. And I live in the neighborhood and pay taxes, but I'm the crook and I'm the criminal, and I'm the one who can't afford to be here. I mean, it happens, and it's something that we have to live with. I'm not saying that I'm all in agreements with women, and when it comes to that, but we also have to look at the side that people are accused of stuff that they don't do all the time, and if there's no evidence that I did something on behalf of the law, I shouldn't go to jail. But just on behalf of somebody saying you should believe me, I shouldn't go to jail just because you thinking you should believe me either. You should be able to have to prove that I did something to you, because sometimes people don't do anything to people. They get accused of stuff that they didn't do and they go to jail. Look how much of these dudes that we talking about. The dude that did 16 years in jail. Lady said he raped her. Somebody else had to go did an investigation to find out that this wasn't true. 16 years later, before he had to get out of jail. This is stuff that happens all the time. This ain't the first time this stuff happens.
And that's what we're talking about. The abuse of that, using that particular crime. There's an abuse. So there's abuse with everything, right? So that's what we're saying. We're not saying that nobody should be believed or that. We're just saying that when somebody comes forward, that we should all listen to it and investigate it and make sure we come to the right conclusion as best we can, right? So that's super important.
And it's not, you should listen, yes, but don't automatically think like, oh yes, let's crucify, because
so
at the end of the day,
get the facts.
Get the facts. Investigate.
So
yeah,
people
there
go
are
to jail
some
for 20
cases
years.
that women do get raped and there's no evidence. But trust me, when a rapist do it one time, they're gonna do it again.
Exactly.
They're gonna do it again.
Of course.
They're going to. It's in their. It's just who they are. They're gonna do it again, and that's when they probably finally like, oh shoot, he is one. But we just didn't have enough to convict. You know what I'm saying? To put him in jail. But they're gonna do it again. They're gonna do it again. But I just hate when even the hit. I think somebody said in the comment, even when women are like, oh, he hit me. That's the first thing a lot of women use. Oh, he hit me.
Yeah, I see that too.
I see
and dude never touched her. Never touched her.
Never.
It's a way to get retribution, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he hit me. He grabbed me and threw me on the floor and pounded.
I seen people been through that whole situation, and then the last day of the court, when the guy about to get convicted, she don't show up. I just want to teach him a lesson. Now he know not to play with me.
Now, if he go and break your neck,
we're not recommending that, but
not at all. Not at all. But break an egg instead and fry an omelet.
If he breaks the egg and scramble up the egg in the pot, then what?
All I'm saying is that I what you're saying is right, T. But we'll also have to look into the innocence of other people too, because people do get accused of stuff that they didn't do, and sometimes the people can be so convincing that you might not even know the person and believe it. Because I've been in that situation.
You know what's really wrong? It's a sick world. That's what the problem is.
It is.
It is a sick world. You know what I mean? It's completely sick, and I get it. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like you can't let at the same time you don't want to. Just like we were talking about earlier, you got some people who feel a certain. You don't want to make that the norm. Just because you have this small inclusion of people who do that kind of stuff, you don't want to make it the norm and make the women who are really victimized, who are already struggling to come out, feel like they can't come out. You know what I mean? We need to normalize that, and that's what they're. I think that's what they're trying to do. I think that's what that statement is more so about: normalizing, allowing women to feel comfortable enough to come out when they're doing this. Because for so many years, women go through this. You know what I mean?
They can't go to everybody to report. They need to have a good structure to report. Somebody that's trained in that. That knows how to listen to them, knows how to get the facts, and knows how to deal with that. So you can't go tell any old cop, because any old cop is not going to have the sensitivity that it needs to deal with that situation. They're just not, right? They're just not. They need to have a good reporting system where they can talk to somebody that's going to listen, understand, empathize, and get to the facts. Help them get the facts out and get the investigation so it can get properly dealt with. I mean because otherwise. This
is a subject that we can talk about for forever and ever.
Mm-hmm. It's such a sad.
You see, there's so many different points from it.
So many different.
And because we're always going to feel sympathetic to a person that got misabused, and you have to be a sick person to take something from somebody that they didn't give, especially that for you to hold a human being down and take away. I feel like when you do that to a person, you take away part of their life. You might not kill them, but you kill something in them. And that's why I feel like you should go to jail for the rest of your life. If you but at the end of the day, I have to also look at it, and I always tell y'all this, I never look at stuff one way. It's always two ways. I also have to look at the guy that get accused of stuff. Like we talk about before, hearing rumors about ourselves out in the street. I've heard people say stuff about me that when did this happen?
I don't recognize that guy.
Yeah, and they come and people say this and say that and say that, and you never know what's going on. So when somebody accuses you of something that you never did, it's hard for you not to want to defend yourself, and it's hard for you to just believe every and anything, because you hear people saying that, and you like, that never happened. So where did this person get this from?
That accusation would spread so much, and if it turned out to not be true, it's too late, because now your name is mud. It's too late. Can't get your good name back.
And then
somebody's gonna always believe that. Somebody's gonna always believe
it destroys his everywhere he go. he gonna be like,
yeah, people gonna perceive you at that person.
Even if you got proof of innocent, somebody's gonna always do that.
Innocent,
yeah, because there's always a shadow of a doubt there for you.
Yes, and then he gonna feel some type of way, especially some men don't like therapy, and he gonna always carry that. He gonna feel like all women are the same, all women are this and that, and he's gonna always be on guard because he in his back of my mind, like, yo, if I do something, I don't want this girl to accuse me of what, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's not right. Just like women get raped, they go through trauma. Some of them don't even talk to nobody
the rest of your life.
Yes,
the rest of your life.
Because I've been with some of us come out of it good. The therapy works and everything, but some of them do not come out of it good. They still mentally they still have problems.
I mean, hey, therapy don't help everybody now. Therapy is good, but it doesn't help everybody.
Yeah,
everybody doesn't get therapy.
But some people don't think they need it, and they don't know that certain things may trigger.
Yeah,
you know, if you've been raping, like even if you try to date somebody and they do so, pull you the wrong way, you automatically flashback. Yes, like are you already on defense about to grab it? You know what I'm saying?
Start paying attention.
When you go through stuff, you put up defense, you know, defensive blockers. You know what I mean? That's what happens to a lot of independent women. You know what I mean? Like you put up these defenses to keep your emotions, to keep everything in safe, and you don't even realize it's shaping you into a totally different person than who you are. Your trauma will shape you to who you become, and you don't even realize it. You know what I mean? Because you're scared to walk down the street, or you're scared to do this. You know what I mean? So that's why it's a really the stuff it can do to people, and I know some people who've been through it and never reported it, and you know still go through it. You know what I mean? And still have to see the person in their face. You know, so a lot of times it's their own family members. You know, so it's just this is a really touchy topic.
I never there's when we talk about this subject, sometimes I get iffy on talking about it because I know certain things that happen to certain people that I don't know if they feel comfortable with talking about it. So sometimes I try not to sit on this, but I guess the subject is so delicate at times. We gotta stay on it, and to see those people that have been through it, to see those people that have been through it have different perspectives also, that they just don't look at it one way. I realize that in fact what I'm saying is not wrong, because you do have people there that will take advantage of women and will do this, but and I don't want to keep dwelling on that. But I just want to say that that's why I look at the stuff I look at, because I've seen it both ways. I've seen people that have been mistreated by people, and I've seen people that have been accused of stuff, get their life turned upside down, and come to find out, my dad forced me to do it, or he didn't do it. I was just saying that that hurts people, and those stuff happen, and people say that it doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen a lot. If you go look at the statistics, it happens a lot. But at the end of the day, I would never look at a woman and she tell me something happened to her and just automatically don't believe her. I need to find out that it happened to her. I'm not gonna say I believe her or don't believe her. Even though sometimes when you see people can be so convincing when they tell you a story, you automatically say, "Oh, I believe you."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you if you know the person, you notice if you know the person, you actually know the person, they're not gonna tell you certain things. They're not gonna just come make up lies to you. If you know the person. So it depends. I mean, you can have a feeling about it.
I think you should look at it the same way you would look at it as if a child came to you and said they were abused. You know what I mean? You should have that open mind until you get the same thing with children who don't like their step parent or do stuff and say
I'm giving them
wrong. But what I mean is you believe them. Give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, that's how it should be. Give everyone the benefit of the doubt.
If I give, given
you won't attack a child. No one's gonna attack a child.
I'm not gonna not investigate something that happened, even if it's a friend of mine. I'm not gonna not investigate it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say, I'm not automatically saying that I don't believe it. I'm saying I do. I'm not gonna say I believe it or I don't believe it. If my child come and tell me something, as a parent, I know my child. But I know children lie too. I've also seen that happen. That children said something about a person doing this to them and nothing
because
like
they
that.
don't like them or they just
you know the slick kids. I mean, you know the slick kids that's capable of that. You know that.
Yes, we're gonna look into it, but I'm not gonna automatically jump out there and say you did something that you didn't do. And now when I find out you didn't do it, I can't really take that back, because if I jump out there believing that you did something to me or my family already, it's not going to be something that I can easily walk back from if I found out it's not true, because I've done already crossed the line already that probably we can't walk back from. So that's why you have to really sit back and say, did this person do this, before you start taking action against somebody that might
and
not
a lot
have
of
done
people
something.
say, and some people I hear say, you don't know your child sometime, because no, you know your child.
You know you got a lying child.
You know if you have a lying
child.
You
you know if you have a lying one or not.
You have a crazy child. You know your child. You know if
if you got a klepto. You know if that fool can't keep. You got sticky fingers. You know when they call you and say, "Hey, we caught your son stealing out my store." You know you ain't gonna. You lying. You know you're gonna be like, God damn.
But you're gonna go out there you gonna go out to put on a good face. Take care of it. Go home and tighten them up.
Yeah.
That's all that's gonna happen.
Cause you know your head.
Yeah,
you know they did something.
He a
like,
thief.
Man, you don't get up.
You know he a thief. Because the $20 you left on the table with his name on it, he stole it and ain't say nothing to you.
Like you know your children, you know your child, you know what each child give. Like I have 3 kids, I know which each one of them give. I know who gonna have, if they will be like, oh, your daughter. Yeah, I'll handle her, because that mouth, I got that's the mouth. But you know your child, you know who's gonna give what.
Mm-hmm. My child don't even realize I know when he lying, and because he's in close vicinity of me right now, I'm not gonna tell y'all how I know he lying, because he gonna know how I know he lying.
You can't give away that tell.
Yeah,
you can't.
I know when my kid is lying.
You know everybody.
Look at him and tell when he's doing certain things.
Everybody has a little something with them when they telling, like everybody.
I'm not gonna say it, but you know, my youngest, when he does, he start
fidgety.
And then
and
everybody has something with their body that they.
You gotta,
you know what I mean?
What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
You know, it's funny. I learned.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Some people be like, you know
I learned this when I was young, since I was a kid. To throw people off, because I can look somebody dead in their eyes and talk to them the whole time. But to throw people off, to make them feel like I'm not who I am, when I talk to some people, I don't look at them, or I move around. So they automatically think, because I learned, especially when you go in the military, short man, when they try to teach you signs of when people lying, or they do, I automatically do this anyway. So I throw you off. So that's your first intention, is this fool lying. I'm telling the truth, just because I know all the signs that you're looking for to do. So I'm gonna scratch my head, I'm gonna rub my hand together, I'm gonna fold my hand and sit up and move around when I'm talking. I do that. So your first income is gonna be like, well, I don't know if this nigga lying or he ate too much candy today.
He must be lying. Look at him. He must.
I don't know if he lying.
Need to give you an ADD screening.
I don't know if he lying or ate too much candy today. That boy can't stop moving.
ADD. Look, girl, I don't know. I like him, but I think he got a little ADD. He can't sit still.
I mean, back start scratching. Like,
mine start the itching, then
as soon as we finish talking, I'm done. Yeah, man. I'm on to head home now.
Like, you know your child, you know what they give, you know what they. So if one of my kids come to me and say something wrong, in my head I'm automatically, because that don't come from nowhere. Right. Like, you just not gonna invent that out of nowhere. Like, you all these years, and all of a sudden you're gonna be like, oh, this happened to me, and I don't like that. What? I'm still gonna believe, but I'm in my back of my mind, like, nah, I'm gonna have to investigate this.
Definitely. But that's our time for tonight, guys. I didn't want to.
Great show.
This random.
I missed you guys. I missed you guys.
We miss you too.
Y'all don't understand, man. I just ain't got no life.
Thursday night, we was gonna come up here Thursday night, but I figured everyone was with their family.
You got sticky Thursday night for sure.
Eating and you feel like a pig.
Look, we were doing karaoke. I passed out on the couch.
I would have fell asleep on y'all.
So
I
be like, shut it.
I ain't gonna lie. My family they was like, let's play a board game. I'm like, no. Then I'm going to other and they're doing karaoke. Hey, I sing one song.
I would have ran the intro without my screen being on or nothing. Like, yo.
I was not. I
would have been like,
I ain't even seen my family leave. I woke up at 2:00 in the morning. My daughter said, Mom, can we go home, please? I want to go to my own bed. I said, leave me alone.
Go home. I'm having fun. But yeah, man, thanks everybody. Thank everybody that came on with us tonight. Legacy 7, Dre, Corey, everybody else that was out in the comment section, man. We're going to be back Thursday night. Thursday night is where we talk relationship topics, where we talk about what's going on with men and women in relationships. Tonight is hot topic night. And Sundays where we do a top 5 thing, which is basically something we have fun with. Just talk top 5 of any and everything around the world. But we're glad that you guys came out tonight.
Thank you.
Glad that y'all was flooding the comment section. Respect to you guys for the love, all y'all comments and everything. You know, here we may not agree with everything that people say, but we respect everything that people say. As long as you're respectful to us, we'll always be respectful to you. And we thank y'all for joining in and having this conversation with us. I wasn't able to get to every comment, but we see a lot of the comments and we appreciate you guys commenting, man. You know, it's just, you know, we've been doing this for a few months now. In February, it'll be a whole year since I started this podcast. I saw a vision of starting the podcast, doing a couple of different things. Some of that vision have changed over the period of time. Some things is still on the go. And I believe in it. And I feel like we can get to the destination that we need to get to. We just have to keep working on it. So thanks to everybody that log on.
We got to do a little dance like this. That's all. Do a little dance like this.
Share to your social media, you know. Share
it to your friends.
Like
talk to people, you know.
If you're not a member, join.
Exactly. Do all the stuff that you know can help the podcast.
Appreciate
Tell a friend.
You.
Bring your girlfriend on next week or your boyfriend on next week to have the conversation. It gets
to your friends to bring your friends. We can all be friends and eat some cheesesteak. Well,
it get crazy on Thursday nights. So if
legacy, we get ratchet on Thursday, but
I'm gonna let this
I'm not gonna snap on Thursday.
Yeah, you know, we you know, so we give some advice. We take advice. We you know, I might be back home for Thursday, so the phone line should be open on Thursday night because I should be back home by then. You know, I've been gone for a while, so I will be back in the Black Money Studios for the next episode. So thanks to everybody for joining us, man. AGP fan, man. Let's tell our people peace out. Let's get them out of here. Sharp man, you ain't gave him the grill in a long time, man. Hit him with the grill, man. We out.